Shalom Lewis. Oh my god, a lot of awesome people here. There's a huge scam going on in Uganda where dogs are being maimed in order to garner sympathy for fake dog shelters. What does maiming mean? Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? Hey, Dandelion, kid here, fine, nice. I got the new sponge for my microphone, so I'm curious how it will, how it's behaving. Hey, Emily, nice to see you here. Draculum, hello. It's pretty warm today outside. It's like 9 degrees. It's sunny. You guys want to try a social experiment?
Hello.
Hi.
What is this about?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel? You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, I'll tell you afterwards, no worries.
I'll tell you.
So let me. But you have to discuss with me, not with the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm turning this around and you tell me what you think. It says animal abuse should be legal.
Well, no, of course not.
No.
But it is.
Let me tell you my situation, and I assume that afterwards you will agree
Okay.
with it, okay? And not just that you'll agree with it, but you'll go and want to abuse animals yourselves. So I'm a dog farmer. Have you guys heard of dog farming?
No. So what do you do?
So I specifically farm golden retrievers.
Okay.
What I do is I bring them to life. Of course, I breed them, and when the time comes, I kill them and then I sell them for food. I don't eat them myself. I don't really like dogs, but
Yeah, but who eats dog food?
oh, there's a lot of people actually.
Lots here in the Netherlands.
Well, not in the Netherlands, no, but it's across the world. So I do it here because it's the easiest here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to legalize it so that it becomes easier for me because it's hard to do this to dogs in this country.
We know what you want to talk about.
What do I want to talk about?
It's already legal for other animals.
Say it again.
It's already legal for other animals.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
why not the golden retriever?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So how do you guys feel about this? About dogs? About breeding dogs for the sole purpose of
The thing is,
exploiting them and then killing them for food?
If you're not vegetarian or vegan, you can say nothing about that. For me.
yeah, the
Okay.
thing is, it's a question of education. We've been learning to eat some animals, and like for the dogs, it's not the case because they used to be our friends. So it's very specific and strange for us. And of course, it's
Well, these dogs are nobody's friends, by the way. These dogs are specifically bred to be killed again.
yeah, I know, but for us, in our
cool.
mindset, it's very strange to kill like dogs.
Yeah, because we have an
So-
image
Socialize.
of it being like domestic animals and.
I mean, all the animals we farm are domestic. So don't you think that it's strange to?
there's
Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do pet
there is
cows and.
hypocrisy, but
Yeah.
the
So
question is,
isn't it weird then to do this to any animal, to bring them to life for the sole purpose of killing them and eating them?
no, yeah, that's
Yes,
That's the thing, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
How
very
about-
strange to kill
Let
a
me ask
cow.
you something that maybe you agree with. How about bringing them to life for the sole purpose of killing them and wearing their skin?
Yeah, no, that's not cool for sure.
Is that okay?
No.
No. What do you feel?
Is it because I have a hat with?
I feel like you have like a jacket that's somebody's skin.
Yeah, but it's a second-hand jacket, so
Yeah.
for me it's okay.
Would you wear secondhand a human skin?
No, because it's yeah. Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
because it feels strange to. I mean, everybody, I think, but yeah, no. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually you're right. Yeah, it's a reverse psychology experiment. I'm just trying to get people to see this perspective a little bit, but. It's interesting that everybody has the same reaction, right? Everybody says, "Oh, it's fucked up to do this to dogs, but somehow it's okay to do it to cows." Do you think that from their perspective, from the perspective of the animal, do you think from their perspective, is there any difference?
It's really not. That's just like you have hypocrisy on it but everyone does it, and it's like this for a lot of people.
Yeah, but just because everybody does it, do you think that it's a good enough justification
No,
for
not at all.
us to do it?
I personally believe that if, for example, we'll take a farmer and a citizen that is like wealthy and all that, the wealthier person should not like whenever she can or he can eat like meat and all that. While the farmer, the person who lives with like its farm and who can't really afford things have to sometimes kill the cow to eat meat. But for the people like us, I'll say, but the people who can and have the money to eat, for example, insect instead of meat to get the proteins and all that, it's like very
Hypocritical.
Yeah,
hypocritical for us to keep eating meat and all over again.
So
Like-
let me see if I got this right. So if there is a need for it, you can somehow justify doing whatever you want to an animal as long as there's a need for it, right? But if there is no need, it's kind of fucked up to treat an animal like a product, right?
That's what I believe personally.
Yeah. Do you all agree with this?
No, that's tricky. That's not the only thing. There is like plenty things, and like, yeah,
But
I'll,
do
I'll
you-
change the things.
But like, I assume that you agree with this. But do you consume animal products?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes,
Not
yeah.
one of ours, but yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Except,
our
the blue
mates
one.
is.
Isn't that in direct contradiction with what you just said now? That it's
We
wrong.
are aware of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to.
You have
With my
also, like-
family, I try to eat less food, even though I'm a very heavy meat lover. But I know my mom; she's trying hard to like eat less meat every week, and I'm slowly but surely doing the same. As I just said earlier, I'm fine with like eating insect and other sorts of.
But insects
protein.
are still sentient. Why wouldn't you just eat plants or plant-based products? Why? I heard you say insects first time, but
Yeah,
I thought it's just like a fluke or something.
It's like compared on the quantity scale, they give more protein than veggies.
Well, you can get enough protein from veggies, man. I had 180 grams of protein today, and I only had 2 meals.
I do agree with that, but
Like
it's
you can
total-
get protein from
But it's
so
a
many
lot
sources.
more expensive. I don't know the case, but for
I
coming
don't
from
not,
think-
it's
no,
not.
I don't think it's a matter of
In-
money.
like in France for the proteins, we should ask for the, but he's a bit shy.
I'm a certified I'm actually studying to be a certified nutritionist, and I can
Yeah.
tell you that it is not more expensive. It's only more expensive if you're gonna eat like plant-based meats, and those are generally a little bit more expensive. But the cheapest things in the supermarkets are vegan, like pasta, rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas,
So,
tofu, tempeh. All of these are pretty cheap
oh,
compared to meat. Yeah,
is tofu cheap in Netherlands?
it's cheap everywhere compared to meat, including in France, because I've been to France. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like for me, I was working in like a little shop, and the tofu was like the little cube for like 1 meal was around like 250 euros. So it's not very expensive, right? But if we take it for 1 meal, it's the same price. It's the same price as the meat. Even
So it's the same
sometimes-
price as it. So
It
then
depends,
why
like, if
choose
it's a
why
good
choose to
meat
take somebody's
or
life
bad
for something you don't need?
because of the taste, unfortunately. But because we've been
So
like,
taste is a sensory pleasure. Do you think that your sensory pleasure is worth more than an animal's life?
yeah, I know. No, it's
Well,
not. Definitely not.
I mean,
But that's so strange, and that's
I
so.
feel like it's just the nature. I mean,
Whenever you have the chance to-
yeah,
to
we
get
can
pleasure,
eat
you'll do
everything.
it,
So, I mean,
So why
other
not eat
animals
dogs
eat-
then?
What?
Why not eat dogs then? It's nature.
Well, we could.
Would you?
Some people do it.
Well, I mean,
What is
if-
stopping you from eating dogs? The same motivation that you have for eating cows and
because I
pigs
see
and
it-
chickens?
because I see it as a domestic
So
animal.
just because you have a different image of them stops you, huh? Because you see them as individuals.
Well, kind of, yeah.
But they are individuals, just like cows are individuals. So just because you don't see them as individuals, does that give you the right to do whatever you want to them as long as you get some form of pleasure?
Personally,
It's a
I
question
would
of
eat dogs.
education again.
Like if you-
Say it again.
I would eat dogs.
You would eat dogs?
Yeah?
So where is your line? Where would you stop? Would you eat humans?
No.
No. So what is the difference then?
With the taste, we don't eat.
So it's still about yourself, still about your pleasure,
Yeah,
not
but-
about the other, not about the other victims or something.
Unfortunately, yeah. But
What?
I'm not eating meat every day and every week. But
Yeah, I mean, rapists don't rape women every day. They rape them once a week, so that makes it okay, right?
Now
Yeah.
that's different. Again, it's so appropriate.
How is it different? It's a victim, and it's you're causing something
we
on
are
a
doing
victim.
our best, our ways.
What do you think
Are
about?
you?
Yeah.
I don't think you are. Go on.
What do you think about like the flexitarian? How do you say
Diet?
regime diet? Yes.
Are you still forcing animals into slaughterhouses?
Yeah, but you can take still like like good products, like animals who've been elevated in a good space.
Did you just call animals products?
Yeah,
Are animals products?
yeah,
Are dogs products?
yeah, indeed.
Okay, so are humans products? Because we're also animals.
No, because we are humans, so that's strange.
So what's the difference between a human being and a dog that says one is a product and one isn't?
Two different two different. Yeah, I don't know, two different animals because we are animals too. So
Let's put it this way: what does a dog not have that if a human didn't have it, it would make a human be a product?
the ability to speak.
The ability to speak. So
That-
any
that's
human being that
abstract.
cannot speak, any mute human being, is already a product to you.
No, I'm sorry, but again, we said it since the beginning. It's hypocrisy, right? That's the
Yeah.
word. So yeah, but at the moment, like I will not see myself not eating.
But you know what the problem with these arbitrary lines that you draw and you acknowledge that they're arbitrary and that they don't make sense. You know what the problem with them really is?
Yeah, but like about like the ecologic aspect, like everything, and for the life of it, it's very sad, and I'm very sad, and I'm not thinking about the chicken who've been killed when I'm eating it, but that's just like we've been living like that since the beginning, and even if we try to do best and like eat like just good quality products or whatever, it's complicated.
And is that how you want to live your life? Somebody teaches you one thing once and you just take it for granted and assume that it's okay to do?
No, but sometimes we do not.
It's a long way to learn about
It's a good
eating
point.
better, not eating animal. It's not like from a day to another. We have to learn.
How is it that if it were like in the case of clothes, you kind of see it as weird to wear somebody's skin, and because you have so many alternatives?
It's the same subject. I mean,
Yeah. How is it that in the case of food, you guys seem to find all sorts of justification to justify forcing animals into slaughterhouses?
our
Well,
friends
I'd
are
like to
waiting
talk more
for
about
us.
that because I'm someone who's like really open to dialogue. Sadly, we have to go. We are on a school
Yeah.
trip, but
That's
I'd like
okay.
to.
Everybody has to go when they're
Interesting.
shown.
Thank you.
I'd like to get the name of the channel, so I'll take.
So I'll give you a card. Can you share it amongst each other? I recommend you guys before you continue doing all this, because I recommend you kind of look at what you're paying for, because if you can't look at it, then perhaps you shouldn't be paying for it. I'm just saying.
No, I
Number
guess.
one, and so you have there the Dominion kind of shows you the practices in animal agriculture, because if you've been on a farm, you've been there for what, 10 minutes? You haven't been there for
when I was
you've
younger,
only
I
been
was-
for
I
the
was
good parts.
Actually, with my stepfather, when I was way younger, I was like actually living and sort of working in a farm. So I not like a slaughtering house literally, but a farm with cows and chicken and all the animals. So whenever we saw a cow going away to get slaughtered, it was like always, oh, like she's gone, down. But
Yeah.
I had to do.
But
to
imagine
live
you
like
being
that.
in that situation, somebody saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's gone. Damn, he's gone to a slaughterhouse. Damn."
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah,
sad,
like
yeah.
nobody probably really cares that much, but you're like, oh fuck. But to you, it's your whole life being taken away from you just because somebody had the
The
taste
need
for
of
your meat.
tasting
Yeah,
meat, yeah.
yeah. It's not.
We have to go. I'm sorry.
Okay. Cheers.
It's a good fight. It's a
Hey,
good fight.
look at that Dominion. Okay.
I will.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, sadly there were a lot of them, and I think some of them were bored and that they had to go. It's so funny. Kind of all conversations go that way, don't they? All conversations end up in the same place. Yeah. Well, it's weird to eat dogs. Then you challenge them. Why is it weird? In that situation, then they realize, huh, it is weird. But then you know what? What can I do? Can I acknowledge that it is weird and never do it again, or will I just say, fuck it, I'll eat dogs? That's what they did. They said, fuck it, I'll eat dogs, right? Very good saying no one is a product. Yeah. Hey, the vegan plant. Hey, Ellie. Benji says children. Yeah, they were young, I guess. I don't think it's weird to eat any animals, says Pro Debates. So Pro Debates, you would eat humans because humans are animals. So it's not weird to you to eat humans. Oh, non-humans, you say now. Yeah, look at that. Look how much of a convenience it is. Like, think about it. You say, well, it's okay to eat any animal except except the species that I'm part of. Yeah, no, isn't that convenient, huh? It's okay to oppress any race except for the race that I'm part of. Isn't that convenient? It's okay for any gender to have rights. Well, It's okay for any gender to be oppressed, saying it again, except for the gender that I'm part of. Literally, that's just the same justification and mentality that people have been using throughout history to oppress innocent individuals. You guys want to try a social experiment? No pro debates. I heard your position. You just you draw an arbitrary line and you say that my species is worth more. I heard that position. Your species. It's all about the individuals who look like you, who are like you. So again, same mentality that Nazis people used to justify the Holocaust. The same mentality that racist people used to oppress other races. Because you know what? They don't have a problem with people from the same race. They have a problem with different races. They don't have a problem with people with different gender. With the same gender. They have a problem with different genders. It's the same. It's exactly the same. Okay, so you're just oppressing plants. We've shown that plants feel pain. Pro debates. Even if plants would feel pain, it would still make sense to be vegan because first of all, you have to eat, right? So you have to eat something, and it's not like I'm not sitting here telling people to die. So if you have to eat something, might as well eat the least sentient individuals, right? And those are the plants. You cannot argue that plants are not the least, even if you would believe that they are sentient, although they're not. They are still the least sentient individuals. And on top of that, you know what? When you eat an animal product, what happens is that you eat all the plants that animal was fed. So there you go. You're killing monumentally more plants and an animal on top of that. Okay, pro debate. And no, pro debates. I don't. You know why? I don't draw an arbitrary line. There's a difference. You know why I draw the line at sentience. By the way, the reason why I draw the line of sentience is because sentience means that they have the capability to feel what you're doing onto them. That's why I draw the line. Thanks for everything you do. Have a good day, 6. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, 6. Yeah, pro debates. It seems like you're coming back to the same thing. You're just oppressing the plants, and I've already replied to that. So you're either being disingenuous, or either you cannot listen, or you cannot understand the argument. Either way, I'm sorry for you that you cannot possibly understand it. And I'm sorry not for you, but I'm sorry for all the victims that have to be oppressed for you and because of you, because you are incapable of understanding the argument. Yeah. Yeah. Pro debate says, we've shown plants feel pain. No, we haven't shown that. No. You're willing to draw a line and oppress the plants. I'm sorry for all the plants you oppress, says pro debate. Listen, pro debate, I don't mean to mock you, man, but honestly, I've explained it to you already. You know, when you eat animals, you're actually oppressing both plants and animals. So if you have a problem with oppressing plants, then you should stop oppressing animals in the first place, and therefore you will also oppress way less plants, significantly less. So can you just think for a second before you talk? I mean, that's also the main position, you know. That's one of the reasons why we, as animal rights activists, we have to be on the street and have conversations with people and do all this, is because, you know what, showing the messed up things that animals go through, explaining that animals are sentient, explaining all the arguments for veganism are simply not enough for people. Because people like, what's his name? I forgot his name now. Pro debates. People like pro debate. All they do is either not think, or the minute that they're challenged, they just go into full-on dissonant mode, and that forbids them from thinking. So I'm not saying it's completely your fault. Maybe you're just very highly dissonant, but you should at least try to think a little bit before you speak. Pro debates. You not think, me think. As soon as you challenge, you won't listen. Oh, brother. You know what, pro debates? Just contact me on Instagram and we can do a live debate. Otherwise, all this me talking to you in the chat doesn't seem to work so well, because you are not answering my arguments. So if you claim that I'm oppressing plants, as I said, you are oppressing both plants and animals, and way more plants. So there you go. Androchit, don't disagree with this guy, we are all stupid. Androchit, I don't think if you disagree with me, we are all stupid. I think that if you disagree with me and don't have a valid argument, then your argument is invalid. That's it. I don't think I should label you as stupid or something. I think you probably lack empathy if your argument is invalid and yet you still want to continue oppressing animals just because you get some form of pleasure from it. Pro debate, my argument, I value human flourishing. Yeah, then you should also, yet again, be vegan, because a vegan world will be much better for humanity. Hey, you guys want to try a social experiment? But I'm going to let you talk to people in the chat. I'm not interested in talking to you anymore, pro debate. And Ali, is he very loud? He is pretty loud also for me. I might move if he's being too loud. Pro debates, I'm not going to contact anybody. You have your own my live stream. If you want to do a debate with me, you can contact me on Instagram. You have all the links in the description of this video. Contact me on Instagram and we can schedule a debate. I'd have no problem doing that. Yeah, pro debates, again, contact me on Instagram. I'm not going to remember everything you said.
What's your social experiment?
Oh, I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your name, by the way?
Pav.
Path?
Pav.
Nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
England.
England. Okay.
Indian origin.
Okay, that's okay. Good. So I turn this around. It says animal abuse should be legal.
No.
No.
Animal abuse should be No. Don't abuse animals. No.
Let me explain my position. Maybe you'll agree with it more then. So I'm a dog farmer.
Yeah.
I farm golden retrievers. Have you ever heard what a dog farmer does?
Yeah, I know golden. Yeah. They're very lovely.
So I bring golden retrievers. I breed them, and when the time comes, that's usually around 1 year old, I kill them and sell their meat.
Really?
Yeah. I'm part of a thing called Elwood Organic Dog Meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Originally from Romania. Yeah.
Romania. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that normal practice there?
No, it's not normal practice there. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but
So is
who
this-
cares what's normal? Huh? We get nutrition.
Do
You enjoy
Okay.
it.
Do you
tastes
need
really
a dog
good.
meat? Like, is there lack of other meats there?
No, but do you need any meat?
I mean, I don't eat dog meat myself, but at the same time, I don't disapprove of anyone else in different places. That's why I ask
Why don't you eat dog meat?
Because I don't need to. I got chicken.
But you
and
don't
I got...
need to eat any meat. So how can you
I know,
justify
you eat
eating?
meat. No, we're Vikings, man. We need to eat.
But
like
you don't
beef
need
or
any
no-
meat.
No, but I don't want to eat dog meat because I don't need to.
But you don't need any meat again.
No, I don't need. I eat meat. That's all good, man.
So why not eat dog meat?
God, I just don't like it, man. I'll be
How would you
honest
know?
with
Did you try it?
No, I might have done without knowing it. Oh, we love horse burgers.
You love
But-
horse burgers, yeah.
Yeah, we knew that we eating those, but dog meat, no, because we have too many animals, like pets, and we're like, no, we
Yeah.
can't do it.
So because you have an intimate, or sorry, not intimate,
Yes.
because you have some
The
form of
relationship
connection
with
with,
it.
them.
Yeah.
But these are dogs that you don't have any connection with. These are dogs that are kept in the dark and they're specifically
No,
bred
I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
What you're saying, but
I get
have
what
a
you're
connection
saying.
With like a dog or a cat, even my pet turtle, but I don't have a connection with a chicken.
If I needed to,
It's certain
would eat
animals
it.
I have a connection with, certain animals I don't.
So just because you don't have a connection with them, that means you can do whatever you want to them. I get it.
No, I don't kill
I
them.
mean, don't rape me.
If everyone stops eating them in the world, then maybe they will stop reasoning for it. But that's not going to happen. So if I turned around to you right now and said, I'm not going to eat any meat, what's worse? What's worse? Me not eating the meat and it rotting and sitting on a shelf, or me eating
Yeah.
it? What's
Yeah,
worse?
you eating it is worse.
Me eating it's worse.
Yeah, because if it rottens on the shelf, then they'll order less and less animals are killed then.
But you think one person, if I stop
Yeah,
eating-
200 animals per year. One person can save up to 200 animals per year.
Wow.
Well,
So
you
does that
wasting
mean
your
I
life?
The thing is, no one's ever
That
really
means
learned
you
about
force
eating
200 you force up to 200 animals in slaughterhouses for something that you don't actually need.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, you do. By buying them, you're basically giving money to people and say, please force them into slaughterhouses so that I can get the meat that I want.
Not
So
really.
here's what we're gonna do: is we're gonna go over there now, and I'm gonna go get some ducks.
I mean, you can be in denial if you want, but that is what you're
The thing is,
doing.
cats and dogs have never really been a species to eat. It's never been on the market.
Don't
They
ask
actually
China.
have. They actually have.
Apart from places
They
like
actually
that.
have. They
No,
actually
but
have.
Not, but hey, not like in the UK or whatever that we know of. So we're not used to knowing of eating that kind
But
of.
who
breed.
cares about that?
But no, because you do. Why wouldn't you?
Why would I care about the relationship
Because
you,
that's
how you feel?
beautiful.
For example,
Why
let
do
me
you
tell
think
you
this
this.
way?
I personally love cows. Does that mean you should stop eating cows because I love them?
That's your opinion, though. You like it, you eat it.
Okay.
Exactly. Like
You eat
my
what you
opinion.
like.
So therefore you're okay
You-
with
you
me
eat-
forcing dogs into slaughterhouses?
No, it's not. That
I've
is
got no
wrong.
problem against it.
No, if you want. If
I'm
that's
saying
your
if
thing,
that's your thing, that's
People,
your thing.
if people need an income,
You
people
know?
can do what they want. But
Yeah.
I work passionate.
If that's
I mean,
you need
I'm
to
obviously
do-
I'm doing a reverse psychology
yeah.
experiment,
Obviously,
and
yeah, we got that, yeah.
you got
So,
that.
yeah,
I'm thinking if you don't need to do it, don't do it.
I
But
don't-
if
You don't need to do
it,
any. Let me explain it to you. First of all, I'm studying to be a certified nutritionist. The first thing you learn is that you don't need any animal products to thrive. So the fact.
but it helps.
Don't go
No,
vegan,
it
though.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Definitely
It helps. What does it
Oh
help
no.
with?
Oh man, I've been a vegetarian.
What does it help
before.
with?
Your muscles, your gain.
I think I'm bigger
anything.
than you, huh?
Well, no.
I think I'm
And
bigger
you
than
telling
and
me
I
you're
think I can live.
vegetarian?
I'm vegan.
You're
Yeah,
vegan.
yeah.
How long you been vegan?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And all
And
for
I've
that
been
years
vegetarian for
before?
7 years before.
7 years before were you?
Yeah, vegetarian.
Vegetarian and vegan.
I've eaten meat. Yeah, I was when I was younger.
How old are
I
you
ate
now?
meat. I'm 37.
So,
You're 37.
okay, so
Yeah.
So majority of
It
your
doesn't
life.
really matter. Wait, none of this matters because
so
we have
majority of
scientific.
your life you've had meat.
Yeah, who cares?
So you've had a meat. I said
well,
meat.
no, stop.
Wait a
Majority
minute.
of
Why
your
does that
life.
matter?
Stop,
Like,
stop,
so first
stop.
of all,
That's when your
are you
body-
denying science?
No, no,
Because
no.
science says that
I'm
we
telling
can
you
thrive
science.
on a plant-based diet.
That's when it
always evolving.
gains.
Science always evolves.
Yeah, and science has evolved to show that we need
Technically,
that
you
we
can
don't
live
need
off little
meat.
Pills now. Technically, you don't need to eat anything.
There you go.
When
Yeah,
you're a
technically,
teenager, that's
okay?
when your actual
But-
body gains.
Oh my god, we're in the country that kills the most weed plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
To smoke it.
Yeah.
Doesn't a plant have feelings? Because it's
No,
science-
plants don't have feelings. They're not
Oh, they
sentient.
do. Yeah.
Sentience is
Actually,
an emerging
it's
property of brains
scientifically proven that they
and
have
central nervous
They
system.
scream,
It's not.
they scream.
Scientific-
They
Have you guys
scream.
read the study about when they say they scream, or have you only read the article title?
This is
What does the study say? What is cavitation? I'll ask you this.
Sorry,
What is cavitation?
cavitation.
Yeah.
You tell me because I don't have a clue.
Oh, but I thought you read the study.
Oh, you didn't read cavitation study, no.
Oh no, but the cavitation is exactly
No,
the
you didn't-
cavitation is the plant screaming. Cavitation is the noise that plants make
Yeah.
when they have too much liquid in their stem.
Okay.
Yeah, and because of they release it through the air, and when they release it, just like any balloon that you let go of, they make a noise. Does that mean balloons are sentient because they make a noise when you release the air?
Hey, you know what? In this world, anything could be said.
Some of
Not
them
at
have
the
gone
moment.
and screamed.
So-
I popped the
appa-
balloon and it's gone.
Listen,
"Wah."
we live in a world where men can be women, women can be men, and you can be
Yeah.
a Chinese doll.
Not anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Donald Trump's in charge now.
Sorry.
No, but I'm not talking about this, right? I'm talking about innocent sentient beings, much like dogs,
Yeah.
who are being sent into slaughterhouses for something you don't need. Whether you agree with the fact that you don't need it or not, that's your thing for denying science. But let's assume, just for a second, let's assume that you found out that the consensus is that you can thrive on a plant-based diet.
Okay.
Why would you ever force an animal into a slaughterhouse?
one
If
thing.
it meant-
Let me ask just one thing. Do you eat avocados?
No,
You don't eat avocados.
no,
Why
and
not?
I've heard that argument before.
Okay. Why don't you eat avocados?
I just don't like them. Yeah.
Okay. Do you eat any nuts?
I eat, what do you call them? Peanuts.
Okay. Do you eat any vegetables in general?
Yeah.
Okay. How
Are you
much-
gonna say
how
crop
much
dust?
Insecticide, pesticide kills any insects that. One, when the insects die, that actually kills the ecosystem. It kills the.
Well, let me
general
ask you this.
animals.
Let me ask
So
you this.
they're dead,
What do you
they're-
think animals are fed?
What do I think animals are fed?
Yeah, animals in animal
They're
agriculture.
fed pretty much anything.
No, they're fed exactly crops. Most of the crops, most of the insects that die in crop production are fed are on crops that are fed specifically for the animals.
Listen, if I wanted to feed a chicken scrambled eggs, it would eat it. It's an animal. It will eat anything.
Yeah, but when you buy chickens, what you're doing is you're buying a chicken that was fed corn and soy that were crops specifically grown for that. So if you have a problem with me, some animals dying in crop production, which is absolutely horrible, and I agree. But how does that justify you forcing more animals into slaughterhouses just because you can? Oh yeah, you are paying for somebody to force them.
There's this dude in Canada,
Oh,
yeah?
who says I'm paying for it?
Oh, are you not paying for?
Free food.
Can I just say something? There's this dude in
Give
Canada.
me a free meal all the time.
Wait.
If my work's giving me a free meal, am I supposed to go hungry because I say I shouldn't eat that meat.
Well, your work is paying it for you, so you choose with your work. So your choice is putting animals into slaughterhouses. If you would choose a plant-based meal, animals would not be forced into a slaughterhouse for you.
I tell you what, I'll do you a favour. I'm not going to stop eating meat, but I will have a salad.
I mean, you're not doing me a favor, you know, you're forcing animals into slaughterhouses. Have you ever seen what they go through?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I've
have?
actually been shown videos of that. Yeah.
And you think that's okay?
Don't get me wrong, I don't like it.
So then why pay for
Not
it?
into
But
that same
but
porn.
I'm still going.
So why pay for it if you don't like it?
Because I like eating meat.
Yeah.
I'm,
So it's all about yourself, you don't really care about animals.
No, I don't care about
I know he
animals.
cares about
How
animals.
can you care about animals if you force them into slaughterhouses for something that you like?
You're asking him to take a
You're
lifestyle
asking-
decision. That's a change of decision
Yeah, I'm asking you to stop exploiting animals.
from
yes.
just walking down here.
Yeah, because
So
animal.
we
Do you
can't
think
have a
animals are
lifestyle
objects?
decision. You know, you're gonna get a body shock.
Animals
You
are
think
if you
animals
don't
are
have
objects?
certain
they're
things.
not objects, no.
No.
So do you think animals are treated
No
like
one's
objects in
saying
animal
that.
agriculture?
You're saying that.
Well, I can't hear
You're
a word
saying
of
all
what
these
people
things.
talk.
I'm not talking to you
we're not-
anymore. I'm sorry, but do you think animals are treated like objects in animal agriculture?
Sorry?
Do you think
I
animals
made
are
sure.
treated
Shut
like?
Let me listen.
Yeah, you made me look bad. Sure. Do you think animals are treated like objects in animal agriculture?
You didn't say
Don't
that.
get me wrong. In certain aspects and in a lot of places, like I would say 90%, yes.
Do you think forcefully impregnating them is treating them like an object?
Yeah, animal mating happens regardless.
No. These are all these animals. All the animal. Wait.
Turkey-based
All
and
the animal.
inseminate the animals.
All the animal in animal agriculture are forcefully impregnated.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
100%, they cannot be a guarantee. There is an evolutionary state of mind that wants you to
Do you
reproduce.
think these animals have evolved this way, or do you think we selectively bred them to be this way?
Considering they was evolving long before humans was around on the planet, I would say they evolved that way.
No, we selectively bred them to be this way. So do you
No,
think?
you can selectively breed more of them, and you can make more, and you can change the.
So what do you think
can
selective
change the
breeding
pop-
is?
You can change the population numbers, but you can't change in an animal's DNA.
Do you
to
have a
want it to
farm?
stop.
We can also change their DNA, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we selectively bred them.
I can genetically modify a chicken to make my thigh bigger. Doesn't mean it's not going to want to breed anymore.
Let me ask you this. So do you know, for example, what happens to dairy cows for milk?
Yeah, so you get the white cow for the vanilla milk, and then the brown.
What
cow
has to
for-
happen? What has to happen for cows to produce milk?
Sorry,
What has to happen for cows to produce milk?
that's to eat grass and drink water.
They have to have a baby. They're mammals. They're just like you and me. They produce milk only when they have babies, right? Yeah. So farmers, what do you think they wait for farmers? Do you think they wait until they get pregnant on their own, or do you think they forcefully impregnate
They
them?
probably introduce two animals together.
No, they forcefully impregnate them. It's
So you're
standard
telling me they
practice.
Pick one cow up.
I can show you. Do you want to see it?
Oh no.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my holiday because what's your now? Wow.
So
Oh, guys, it's only 158 people.
Listen, very interesting.
You have a good day.
Listen, I hope you don't have a farm.
I hope you stop exploiting animals. Oh, brother. We're gonna have a lot of these today, apparently. Sorry from the UK, we're not sending our best, says Sloth. No, these people were fucking horrible. They were horrible. I don't know how much you guys have heard, but this guy on the right was almost there triggering me because of his stupid arguments. And immediately, what about the avocados? Oh my God, for fuck's sake. I mean, for God crying out loud. You know what? Like, it's so funny because, you know what? The whole avocado argument has been literally said by one person in UK, actually, coincidentally, and everybody just picks it up as if it's a good argument. No, it's not. It's a stupid argument. Hey, people who are watching this and you consume animal products, do you want to have arguments against veganism? Don't bring up avocados. Don't bring up plants have feelings. None of these make sense. Though, especially don't bring up the fact that, oh, plants scream. I literally asked him what cavitation is, which literally says it so in the study that says plants scream. That mass media took it up and said plants scream. Oh, such ridiculousness, man. Such ridiculousness. That's the problem, you know. People are misinformed, and the other individuals are suffering for it because of their misinformation. Because they think, well, I like my meat. How dare you tell me to be different? Can you just be a decent human being and get informed before you speak? Or if you don't know, can you say that you don't know? And that's it. That's fine. It's fine to not know. I don't know everything. DCS says, go have fun with your plant-based. DCS, I will. I actually enjoy plant-based a lot. And I actually especially enjoy not forcing animals into slaughterhouses. Do you enjoy DCS forcing animals into slaughterhouses for you? Is that something that gives you pleasure? Yep. So you get pleasure from seeing animals tortured. That's pretty... That's... I'm not gonna say, but you know who you are if you enjoy seeing animals tortured. Yeah, and there you go. Then look at hominums attacks. Trapped Conti. You don't look healthy. Well, you'd be surprised to find out that I actually did my biological age last week, and I'm actually healthier. I'm sorry, I'm younger than my current age, which is 37. And I will do it yet again in a couple of months because I'm doing an experiment on myself. So we'll see. I'm not going to say what age it showed because I want it, when the experiment comes, I want to... It's distracting. The guy on the right is distracting. Because once I finish and I do all the tests, then I want to make a video about it. Benji timed out DCS. So hey, moderators in the chat, we're going to have a lot of people who are misinformed, who are here to troll, or who are here to ask ridiculous questions. Please have patience with them. Please be nice. We're doing activism here, both as I am, as you guys are in the chat, and I hope you have the patience with them, speak to them, explain to them, and then you know, if they're really misbehaving, if they're doing ad hominems, if they're, I don't know, being racist or stuff like that, please time them out. Like, you know when to time them out. I'm just saying, please don't time them out if they're just being stupid or silly, because, you know, they will be that. A lot of them will be that. Some of them have atrocious manners, says Ali. Yeah, a lot of them have atrocious manners. That is true, Ali. And that's the thing, you know, when we challenge people on something that they've been doing for their whole life, like most people, you know, have been told that, well, it's okay to do this. They don't really know anything any better. And when we, as strangers to them, basically challenge their beliefs, their belief that they've been holding their whole entire life, something that is so integral as part of their life, of course they're going to lash out, right? They're, you know, it's instinct at the end of the day. They're just behaving on their instinct. Some people will behave nicely and will ask questions and will address concerns, and I expect you guys to do that, and I appreciate you for doing that. But a lot of people will lash out because, you know, they have issues with somebody calling them out, and also, you know, there's a lot of people who have who don't even know what veganism is, who don't even know what animal rights is, who think they love animals, who are just have this worldview that's been bestowed to them by, I don't know, the political party that they follow, by whatever it is they identify with, right? Because identity is a whole thing, and people, sadly, they cling on to their identity a lot. So when we are saying that, hey, it's wrong to force animals into slaughterhouses for something that you don't need, we're basically challenging their own identity. So, okay, so just, of course they're going to lash out. Of course they're not going to like it. But we'll carry on and doing it. Antracit, I thank you for proving my point. You said you get called out and you call people stupid and racist. I did not call anybody stupid or racist. I said you will be behaving stupid, and if you are racist, you should be timed out. That's it. But again, thank you for proving my point that you don't actually listen to the words that come out of my mouth, but rather you're just lashing out. No context says, Chip, I'm here to support you at 5 a.m. Oh my God, no context. Thank you so much. 5 a.m. That's really early. Thank you for being here. Let's see if we get some people. And if we don't get people, we'll move. We'll move to a different place. But I'm hoping we get some people, and maybe some nicer people this time. Some people who want to have conversations. You guys want to try a social experiment? Hi, you want to try a social experiment? Hey, the vegan anthem. Nice to see you here. You guys want to try a social experiment? You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
What's your names?
Martina.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Martina.
Erika.
Erika.
Moises.
Moises.
Yes.
Where are you guys from?
Italy.
Italy. Okay. I'll turn this around and you tell me what you think. Animal abuse should be legal.
Illegal.
No, it says legal.
Legal.
Ah,
No.
legal.
No.
No way.
Why not?
Because you know you are like pushing like a very cute human. I mean, no human being, you know, but I.
What if they're ugly?
No, who cares?
Doesn't matter.
No, I mean, it doesn't,
Doesn't
matter.
matter because they're not cute. So
Well, they still deserve love.
they still
So-
deserve love.
Yeah.
Do all animals deserve love?
Yes.
Okay. How would you define abuse?
An awful thing, like that you can't recover most of times.
How would you define abuse?
Can you repeat the question, please?
How would you define abuse? Just so that we're on the same page.
Verbal abuse as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would define it as physical or emotional harm. Is that a good enough definition? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I mean, if I do that thing, man, no. I mean, I can't as well. I mean, I can. I mean, if we I mean, animals deserve respect. We deserve respect.
Yeah, animals deserve respect. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, no matter if it's ugly, if it's beautiful, if it's cute, this is not.
Okay.
I mean,
If I did things to that poor animals, I wouldn't even define myself a human being.
Okay, okay. So a lot of big words. So we agree we shouldn't be abusing cats or dogs. What about the cows, the chickens, the pigs
As well.
as well?
Yeah, as well.
Do you think that in animal agriculture there's inherent abuse happening there?
Sorry.
Do you think that in animal agriculture there's inherent abuse happening there?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Do you consume animal products?
no.
Not often. I mean, I was used to eat more meat, but then I like started informing myself about what really happens, and I try to limit it as soon as possible.
Okay. So are you trying to go vegan?
Yeah,
Okay. Can I ask why?
because I mean, I don't define what they do to animals human.
Oh, okay. I
So-
like that. Okay. How do you feel?
yeah, man. I mean, I know, like, I mean, like killing like cows, pigs, stuff, chicken, and whatever. I mean, I'm used to the whole my life having used to eat that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel bad. But as my friend I said, I mean, I just trying, to avoid, I mean, not consume a lot of like animal products. Let's say. I mean, it's something difficult, to acquire these habits. But I mean,
How do you feel?
I'm vegan.
You're vegan already?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what is stopping
we are on the way.
what is stopping you from not eating dogs?
Eating dogs.
From not eating dogs?
I mean,
Is it difficult for you to not eat dogs?
I mean, for sure. I mean, I think this is something like culture, maybe because if you.
No,
to
but for
try-
you, is it difficult for you to not eat dogs?
No, I mean, I don't eat dogs at all. I mean, I can't. I
So it's
swear.
not difficult for you to not eat dogs. Is it difficult for you to not eat
Me
dogs?
as well is.
No. So why is it difficult to not eat other animals?
Because the society, or at least our cultures, they
Yeah, but
didn't
it doesn't
teach
matter
us.
what society has taught us, right? Because as far as I understand, you two already hold a position where you realize that it's fucked up what we do to animals, right? So it would be fucked up if we did it to dogs also. So you kind of hold the same position to these animals that you do to dogs, but
Yeah.
somehow you act differently towards dogs versus other animals.
That's
Because for dogs, you would say, no, I don't. I think I don't need to. It's weird. You
Yeah,
wouldn't do
exactly.
it. So why isn't it the same attitude towards all these other animals?
I mean, maybe because we are used to. I mean, we've grown with the idea to eat some kind of animals. So trying to stop in a moment for another is difficult. So I think that reducing it as more as possible could help, and it's a good way to go and don't eat it at all.
Let me explain a little bit, because what I mean. Do you guys know what happens to dairy cows, for example?
To what?
To dairy cows, the cows that produce milk. I'm assuming
not
you
really.
consume cheese or stuff like that.
I'm trying to avoid it, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to avoid it.
So what happens is, why do you think cows produce milk?
To sell.
Say it again.
To sell.
No, the cows don't. I mean, cows don't produce milk so that they sell it.
They
no.
are used. They are being used.
Yeah, they are being used, but why do you think they produce it in the first place? Like, what's the biological reasons for cow producing milk?
To feed their sons.
Exactly, because they're mammals. They're like us, right? So mammals only produce milk when they have babies. So do you think farmers allow them to get pregnant when they want to, or do you think they forcefully impregnate them?
They force them.
Yeah. So they forcefully impregnate someone. Would you say that's rape if it were in the case of a human being? If somebody would forcefully impregnate them?
100%, yeah.
Is it
For
rape
sure.
when it comes to animals also?
No.
No. What if we forcefully impregnate a dog? Is it rape?
I mean, it's not fair for the animals as it wouldn't be fair to human being, to people.
Yeah. So it's forceful penetration of their genital parts. How could I put this? Of their sexual organs, right? And I would say it's rape in all situations. But yeah, once the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
I think they separate them from their parents.
So they don't drink the milk. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And once if they're born male, they don't produce milk. So what happens to them?
They kill
Or
them.
they kill them, or
Yeah.
they use them.
Yeah, they kill them, or they grow them for up to 1 year and then they kill them. So, yeah, and if they're female, same as their mother, forcefully impregnated every year. And when they cannot impregnate them anymore, they kill them. And that usually happens around 6 years, and they can live up to 24, 25 years. So a quarter of their life, where every year they get raped, have their babies taken from them, have some of their babies killed, and then they get killed when they cannot longer be raped productively. Is that something that you want to be part of?
No.
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 No, way, of course not.
No. So it's the same in the meat industry. It's just that for the meat industry, they don't keep them alive year over year. They still forcefully impregnate them. They still kill them, but they grow them up to 1 year. Yeah.
So now I mean, are you vegan?
Yeah, I am
Are
vegan.
you
Yeah.
vegan?
That,
Okay.
actually, this what I just told you now is what
Okay,
got me
okay,
to be
okay,
vegan.
okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, for your whole year, have you been vegan, or you just become vegan?
No,
like
it's 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was difficult for you to adapt it?
No.
No?
It was
Okay.
overnight for me.
Okay.
I just literally changed all the products that I had. I switched them with plant-based alternatives, and then I found recipes in the meantime.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Super
So,
nice for you, man.
what do you guys want to do? Do you want to, like, I understand that you want to reduce it and you want to continue reducing it, but when you reduce it, when you consume any animal product, what you're doing is you're telling farmers, please do more of what I just described so that I get my product. And I understand that, of course, it's good that you're trying to reduce and to get to zero, to no more animals being exploited for you. But as you're doing that, the innocent animals that suffer for you,
Yeah.
you know, we're kind of disregarding them, and you already know that it's wrong to do so, so why not just stop?
It makes sense, but at the same time, I mean, we could do our little, but there are a lot of people in the world that maybe don't even care. They don't think the same thing, like the comparison
there's-
between the dog and everything. So maybe we could do what we can, but a lot of people will continue. So
But you know, like, less than 1% of people, I don't know, 0.1% of people are violent and they beat up other people. That's a fucked on a population of people. Should I be violent just because other people? Can I justify being violent because others are violent?
no, of course not.
No. So how can we justify doing this just because everybody else does it, right?
No, of course.
Like, I understand what you're saying, but it's obviously better than other people. That's what you're saying. But you know, at the end of the day, if we took this like another injustice that we usually agree with, like, let's say somebody's beating their wife, they're beating their wife every day, and somebody talks to them and says, hey, it's wrong, tries to explain the perspective of the wife, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll only beat my wife now from now on once a week, you know. He's still a wife beater. He's still somebody who beats their wife, right? He still sees them as a, I don't know, somebody to beat them. Yeah. So if you still see animals as resources, as somebody you can just take from, then of course it's going to be difficult for you to stop. But why is it that you still see them this way? That's the question.
I mean, because as I said before, we grown up with this idea. I mean, that we have to eat some food. That's why it's not easy to stop immediately. But like, takes time. But for sure, I'm becoming more aware and consuming less than I can. I mean, at some point I will stop. Because like before I used to eat meat almost every day. Now it maybe in a month happens 3, 4, 5 times, depends. But of course it's less than before, and I think it's a small progress.
Yeah. Can I interest you in a little bit of an exercise? I've never done this before. I'm just curious, like how you feel about it. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. Just one more minute, and I'll let you go. Okay? Just like so. When you say I'm gonna keep eating meat, I'm gonna keep drinking milk or whatever, just say I'm gonna keep eating innocent animals. I'm gonna keep killing innocent animals for me. Is that something you want to continue doing? Is that something can you say it to yourself? I just feel like it would help you out to think from that perspective, because these animals, you know, like a lot of the times when I hear people and I speak to them, like everybody thinks about themselves and thinks, oh, it's difficult for me, it's whatever, but we have to think from this other perspective, right? We have to at least consider these animals, because they're individuals just like us who don't want to be forced into slaughterhouses, who don't want to be killed for us. So like I understand maybe from your side it's hard, but imagine from their side it's much harder, that they're forced into slaughterhouses, they're killed, their whole existence being erased, and they get treated like objects because we got used to it or something, right? We have choices, they don't. That's what I'm trying to say. So one final question and I'll let you go. How many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change?
How many animals?
How many more animals should be exploited for you before you change?
No, man, millions probably.
That's how many you want to be exploited for you?
I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know
For
exactly
you.
for one day how many animals.
No, specifically for you.
Man, no. I would say. No, I mean, I have no idea.
How about you?
No idea.
So it's not zero. You don't want. You still want some animals to be exploited.
No, I want to. That's why I'm doing it. If I wouldn't even start it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, you're gonna go forward. I can't police you going forward. You can do. I hope you do your best. I'm gonna give you some resources to help you out with this, and that's it. So, one interesting thing to watch is the most important speech you'll ever hear. Okay. It explains kind of all the practices in animal agriculture. It's not gruesome content, so I suggest you watch it. And if you scan this code, you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan. So it's all for free, and you just got to do it. It's, as you said, it's a habit. It's something that everybody has grown up with, and it takes like 22 days for a person to change a habit. That's why it's called Challenge 22, because for 22 days they'll put you in a group. They'll help you make recipes. They'll help you with everything you need within your budget, just to help you go vegan, and it's free. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're gonna share it amongst each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
Yeah, and please, if you can, watch the most important speech.
Let's go, man.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for having this. Hey, thank you for being vegan. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Do you have nightmares when you eat animal products, or I'm alone? Nice people, I like them. I don't think they understood English very well. That was the issue. I think it was a little bit of a language barrier. Hey Martin, nice to see you here. Compared to the UK people, everybody's better compared to those people, yeah. Pretty warm outside, by the way. Ha, you're a bum. You're, by the way, you, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E is how you spell you're a bum. What you just spelled is the possessive pronoun, your. But even if I were a bum, I'm not, but even if I were a bum, how does that mean that my message is wrong? Do you think all bums, for some reason, cannot be true or cannot have good arguments? If you had to go hunt to get your food to eat, you wouldn't be talking. If I had to go hunt to eat food, I don't have to, right? That's the whole thing about being vegan, huh? Is that you have alternatives. You don't have to force animals into slaughterhouses. You don't have to exploit animals. You don't have to treat animals like objects. All you have to do is choose plant-based. Well, you don't have to also, sadly, but that's the thing, isn't it? Benji, I see you timing people out. I hope you reflect. And also, please, time people out for 5 minutes, see if they behave again, and then time them out for longer or something. I don't know. 86,000 seconds. I don't even know how that long is. I thought bum was a naughty word. Hamsack says, I have to hunt. Hey, you guys want to try a social experiment? Bumsack says, I have to hunt. No, you don't. You probably have access to a supermarket. Hi.
Yeah, we're very curious what's happening.
Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So, my social experiment is about the relationship we have with animals. How do you feel about animals?
We love them.
You
We
love
actually
them?
have a cat.
Yeah. Oh, okay, love it. Do you respect animals?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you think we can respect animals if we exploit them?
No.
Do you think we can respect animals if we treat them like objects?
No.
Are animals objects?
No, they're not. They're a living being.
Yeah. Do you think that behind the eyes of animals, is there a somebody?
Yeah, of course.
They have thoughts and feelings, maybe not as dramatic as ours, but you know.
Yeah, but you have no way of knowing that at the end of the day, right? Because I have no way of knowing if your thoughts are more dramatic than my thoughts,
exactly.
right? We just assume that because we're the same species, somehow we have the same kind of thoughts, right?
Yeah, the same, maybe more intense type of feelings. But I know, her cat name's Nami.
Yeah.
Nami, okay.
No,
And he's sassy.
very sassy.
He's sassy, okay. I'm just knowing, okay.
He respects his personal space. We also respect his personal space. We kind of know when he is not necessarily or necessarily doesn't want to play in that moment or doesn't want to be touched. We can kind of, because we also live with him quite a lot, we can kind of
Tell.
Yeah.
Infer.
Okay, I like that. Okay. So, do you see Nami? You said they're not objects. You see them as a member of the family, I would assume, right?
Definitely.
So, if it were for Nami to not be part of your family, do you think it would be fair for somebody to exploit them?
Well, no.
At all.
No.
Not even,
No.
Not even so. If we see an animal on the street, I don't think that's.
Yeah.
What if they get some benefit from it?
Wait, they don't consent to it. What benefit?
There you go. They don't consent to it. Man, you're just throwing words out there. Okay, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm not judging you, right? I'm used to be part of it too. Are you consuming animal products?
Well, to some extent, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that when you consume animal products, you are essentially disrespecting some animals?
I think it really depends more so on what animal products and also
where they came from.
Where they came from, how they were acquired and stuff. Because I think you can respectfully consume animals in some ways, you know.
How can you respectfully? Let's start with clothing. Can you respectfully kill an animal and wear their skin?
Well, I really think it depends. How the animal lived and stuff, how it died.
How did Nami live?
Well, he's a house cat, so he's just.
Would it be okay for somebody to kill them to wear their skin?
No.
I mean, if he died of old age,
Not of old age, no. To
Well,
kill
we
them.
don't really know what's
but that's what I'm
happening there.
saying. That like it depends how the animal lived and stuff.
Oh.
How
But
it
let's imagine
died.
also. Let's imagine also this scenario. Nami is old, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of animals when they're old, they end up having cancer or all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and we take them to the veterinarian to euthanize them, right?
Yeah.
So that they're no longer in pain. Would you take Nami to a slaughterhouse?
To like
In
'cause
that
he's
scenario?
in pain.
Yeah, in that scenario, to kill them in a slaughterhouse, not at a vet.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
At a
all
slaughterhouse.
slaughterhouses kill animals differently, so that's kind of difficult
Mm,
because
whoa.
some do it more like aggressively, like the slitting of the throat.
All of them slash their throat. Yeah.
Well, no, some of them shoot them.
What?
So would you?
No.
I mean, I feel like if
I
we
don't-
didn't have
Yeah.
modern medicine, if there was no alternative and he was in pain, then maybe yeah, because I don't want him to be in pain, And
No,
like
I get
the
what you
pain
mean, but-
of dying will be there.
Yeah, so you would
but
still
it
do
just
it-
wouldn't be as long term.
Yeah. So you would do it just to. It's like a mercy thing, right? You would do it
Yeah.
out of mercy for them. But in all situations when we consume animal products, all the animals that we, regardless of the animal product, all of them end up in the slaughterhouses. All of them end up in the slaughterhouses at less than half their lifespan. And when they end up in the slaughterhouse, do you think they end up for their own benefit or for our benefit?
For our benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the main problem with like the mass production of meat and.
But is that really
fur and clothes
respectful?
and stuff. Well, no.
No. So then, how can we ever respect animals and consume animal products then?
Well, humans probably won't. That's the problem. Like, we are very selfish creatures. And I
Yeah.
don't think, like, look at the environment. We exploit it all the time.
Yeah, but like environmentally speaking, environment is like such a big topic, right? Because whatever you do, you're kind of gonna impact the environment one way or the other, right? So it's always kind of difficult to make choices left and right. But this isn't
But
about
I mean,
that. This is
but
like
it's the same thing with animal products because they're everywhere. Like, in your lotion, in your medicine.
But you
there's
always have
some-
alternatives. That's the thing, right? And if you
Not
don't,
always.
I'm not sitting here telling you to die, right?
Right.
I'm just here telling you that if you have alternatives, why not choose those alternatives, right? And in the case, for example, for food, for clothing, we have alternatives, right? You acknowledge that.
No, for clothing at least I do
Yeah,
enjoy
no, that I
to
fully
just
agree
thrift.
with. Yeah, almost all
Um,
my clothes is thrifted.
Like just buy
Or get it
already old pieces that we're creating and they're like probably on the market. I sell also my clothes and I usually buy clothes from other people. Old.
Same.
Yeah, nice.
Don't really get them new.
Nice,
Or if
nice.
I get them new, I probably get them as a gift from my parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Or
the
it's
only
from when I was little. Like, this jacket, I've had it for 8 years.
Yeah.
But with like certain things, I do think there are alternatives for everything. Don't get me wrong. But for example, I have a lot of medical issues when it comes to like my blood and whatever. So I have to consume meat to a certain level.
Why?
Otherwise, like, I can get really, really sick. And I can take supplements, which I do, on top of it, but it's still not enough. Like, I would have to.
Let me ask you this: if the only meat that you find in the supermarket is cat meat, no more other animals. For some reason, there's just cat meat in the supermarket. Would you consume that?
Well, again, it's like die.
Well, not
or
die. You
even
could still
animal.
eat plant-based, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. That like because of my medical conditions, I can't only eat.
I'm studying to be a certified nutritionist, and I have not heard of any medical condition that would say that you need animal products. There's medical conditions where it's a little bit more difficult. I'll give you that.
Well,
but I
that's
have
what I'm
not heard
saying, like,
any
I can
medical condition
have
that says you cannot do
a
it.
list this long of supplements, which I already have a list this long of supplements, but eating meat does make it so that it's not this long. And
But
it's
eating
not
meat
like,
only provides B12, like a very, like maybe 2 or 3 vitamins that only one you cannot find from plants, and that is B12.
Yeah,
but
that's why I
anything
eat fish.
But you can take a B12 supplement.
But for the level of deficiency I have because of
I
all
was-
the other deficiencies
I don't think
have.
that's true because I was B12 deficient all the way that I had to take B12 shots in my butt, and it wasn't even when I was vegan. It was when I was consuming animal products, and I still got B12 deficient. So it's not like animal products guarantee that you'll have B12. In fact, B12 is a vitamin that's normally gotten from the ground from some certain bacteria, and nowadays because we fucked up the ground with
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
we
yeah.
do, that bacteria is no longer as predominant. So
Yeah.
animals also need that bacteria. Fish also need that bacteria. So what happens is we usually feed them that a supplement themselves. So when you're eating animal products, you're just eating a secondhand supplement of B12. But
Well, I'm not gonna eat dirt.
But the question, well, no, I'm not saying that you should eat dirt. What I'm saying is that you're anyway getting a supplement, so why not just get a supplement directly? Why force innocent beings who feel, who think, who are somebody into a slaughterhouse? Why take their life for something you don't need?
But can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because do you think this helps? Do you think addressing it like this? Because it is important to educate people. And for example, you can take the approach of not necessarily asking her if she would take Nami, but actually informing people of what's happening into these slaughterhouses, or like what is happening into these farms, or how are the certain products kind of produced. Because I think a lot of the people consuming this and being a bit, I would say, not a bit, a lot of not informed about what's happening, and kind of parallel, being like, yeah, I eat meat, but I also don't consider what's happening in the farms, or what's happening in the slaughterhouses, or what's happening to them. What's the process of
killing them,
like
and
growing
there's
them,
so
killing
much
them?
Because I think,
I mean, I'm just addressing the concerns, by the way. I'm just being direct. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
but
I'm not
I-
attacking anybody or
Yeah.
something like that. You know?
I'm just thinking that would be a bit more.
there's like more educational ways versus just.
I'm just curious. What is it that I can say that you stop treating animals like objects right now?
What?
What is it that I can say that you stop treating animals like objects? That you stop supporting any form of animal exploitation?
Nothing. I mean, like, that's the point of education. Like, it's a process. It's not a direct thing that just happens.
It is a process, and I get that, right? But when it comes to the rights of others, during this process, like if you were to be in my shoes, right, and I woke up to you, and you're telling me, hey, listen, whenever you're buying this product, it's something that you buy every day, or it's something that you buy even once a week. It doesn't really matter. Whenever you're buying this product, millions of women are being raped. Let's just.
I
put
mean,
it
they
this
are.
way.
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like,
No,
we
it's just-
don't even
But not when you
respect other
buy it, right? But not
humans.
when you don't support it directly. That's my point, right? So if you were to tell me that, hey, something that you're supporting is literally causing direct women to be harmed, right? I would be like, oh shit,
I'm not
how
gonna do
can I
that.
do to stop, right? What are the
That's
alternatives?
the thing. The people will probably go home, research it, stuff like that.
Exactly, and that's the thing, right? My role here is again to educate, but
Yeah.
it's also a little bit to push you in that direction, right? Because if I only educate you and you not right now go in a direction into a supermarket and you buy an animal product and you forget completely about this conversation, then you're basically again forcing an animal into a slaughterhouse. And I care about all those animals.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even that one time that you force an animal into a slaughterhouse, even for that one being is not worth it. Like that one being could just be somebody who has the exact same personality as your cat.
But I'm gonna tell you like what changed me, because I came from a country, I'm not gonna say necessarily where eating meat was a big kind of cultural stuff. Like that's
It's big everywhere, by
yeah,
the way.
yeah. But I would
No,
say
but it's,
more
like,
than the
part of the
Netherlands.
culture.
Yeah, whatever we have the meals, the family meals or whatever, and I came to the Netherlands not knowing obviously what's happening in with those, because how we're doing back home, we're procuring the meat from our neighbors. Like we have little farms, community farms, ranches, and we know how the animal is kind of treated, where we're getting our like
Meat and
cheese, meat, eggs, because it's our neighbor. So coming here and coming to all these big.
Have you seen the forceful impregnation of cows and their neighbors?
stuff. Well, no, because if it's small farms, usually they just
They
let them
don't.
mate on their own.
No, they forcefully impregnate them.
Not in small farms, actually. It's mass-produced.
I have been.
farms.
I have seen. I'm from Romania.
All over the world.
All over.
You've
99.999%.
been to every farm in the world.
I have not, but it's standard practice, and you can see it in manuals for farmers. Like all farmers have farmers association.
Look,
and you
I
can
don't.
see
Even,
it,
I didn't
you know.
even know this, and I was probably lied to
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, because
people
when
that
we
are
see
next to you.
that's the thing. When we see a farm, we only see that one part of that good side of it, right? We only see that 1 second of when animals are kept on a field. But you can also notice that when you see it, for example, a dairy farm, you will only see women on the dairy farm. You will not see any
Like female cows?
Female cows, yeah. You will not see any.
I never knew.
Sorry, female cows, any male cows. Yeah, sorry. Anyway.
No, because I was like, women,
Yeah,
as if,
yeah,
like,
yeah. Sorry, I'm
okay.
sorry. And then like you only see female cows because male cows are killed, because they don't produce milk. It would
I
be
don't
expensive
even.
for
I
female.
didn't even know this. For example, and
Yeah.
I live next to those people. And again, this is another big
Yeah,
thing.
because
that
we
I got,
don't
like,
notice
yeah.
it, right? And they don't say it. That's
And
the
then I
thing.
came here and I was actually educated by some of my friends of being in a university and with a lot of international people, different culture and different people that care about different stuff. I was actually educated on what's happening in those slaughterhouses, and being here in the in the Netherlands, it's way easier for me to pick actually plant-based. I'm not gonna be here and lie that I'm fully vegan, because I'm not, because I also eat fish sometimes, which I enjoy, and shellfish a lot of times. But I do.
That's bad. I mean, they're individuals too, you know. Just
But that doesn't. Again, I'm not trying here to be here and lie to you. I'm just telling you that. At least them educating me, I'm not going to grocery stores and buying meat.
yeah, but like
That's the stuff that changed for me personally, because they came to me and not made me feel like the bad guy, but made me understand what's happening there. And they really brought a change into my diet, and a change that I'm trying to bring home now.
Yeah.
So I understand what you mean. First of all, like being vegan is not a diet. Just to put it in perspective, being vegan is literally means respecting animals. It's no. It's a moral stance. It literally says respecting animals. If you respect animals, you cannot force them into slaughterhouses because you want to get their flesh, because you want to get their memory. Excretions, right, like milk, because you like something, whatever it is that you like from them. You cannot treat animals like objects, or you cannot pay for somebody to treat them like objects if you say that you respect them. Like if I respect women, I'm a feminist myself. If I say I respect women, I cannot go around punching women or paying others to punch women, right? Or paying others to treat women like objects. Then I would not be a feminist if I support that kind of stuff.
No, that's the thing.
What
would
do
you
you
actually
actually
do?
do?
Because you can't force other people to treat women respectfully. And the thing is, like,
No. But what I
while-
can do is myself to not be part of it, myself to not support it.
But while I really agree with you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the main reason it's what you're pursuing is really difficult is because humans already don't treat each other well. So there's racism, classism.
But you don't support that, do you?
No, I don't support it. But the thing is.
So why do you support this other stuff, this other injustice?
The thing is, we're not the majority. We're a minority. Like, again, I do eat meat, but I typically try my best to get it from like better sources
Those
than
are just
supermarkets.
listen. Let me just tell you right here. Better sources is just something for the consumer to feel good about your choices. For those individuals, for the animals, there's no better sourcing. There's no better way to kill an animal. There's no good way to kill them. There's no nice way to treat them like objects. There's no nice way to use them. Just like there's no nice way to use a human being.
No, I know, I agree. Like,
Yeah, so then-
I'm not saying
but the difference
you're wrong,
is-
but I'm still making these steps to try and be better, which is like what you're not acknowledging now.
Because
even
it's not
though-
about you being better or worse. I don't care about that, right? I'm not saying that you're bad or you're good. This isn't
no,
about
you
that.
are.
No, I'm not. I'm not
You
saying
said
that
it
at all.
before,
What
that's
I'm saying is that something you're doing is bad, right? Something that you're supporting an industry. You're not just the industry. When you're buying animal products, you're literally telling the farmers, hey, rape more cows, kill more babies, do whatever it is that you do so that I get this product. Whatever it is that you're doing, I don't see it, therefore it doesn't really, or I don't know, I just don't see it, but I want that product. That's all it is, right? So when you're saying this, you're putting the product value on top of the victim's value, on top of their value of life. So all I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you right here, right now, is please consider the victim's value. That I would assume that for you, an animal's life is worth more than what the product you get from them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when you say that, but then you realize that when you buy an animal product, your actions say the opposite, don't you?
Yeah, but I just don't see it as black and white as that. Because look at what you're wearing, for example. Everything you're wearing is not going to biodegrade anytime soon. And that'll affect the animals, that'll affect people. That's what's leading our world to
Did
die.
I have alternatives?
Yeah, there's so many. You can buy wool, which, again, an animal product, I
So
get
a
it.
jacket that I bought 10 years ago, a jacket is not gonna biodegrade,
will
whatever.
last
How is
thousands
that
of
relate? How does listen? I could be a fucking asshole right here. I'm just curious. How does me being an asshole
If you're gonna
justify
try
you treating animals
fighting-
like objects?
But I'm not treating it like an object. I'm
Well,
treating
you
it
are.
like food.
You say animals
It's
should not be
an
treated like
object. It's
food is not an object.
No, I respect just my plants too. I grow fruit.
So why don't you
and
eat
that's not
cats
an
then?
object. Well, because they don't sell cats, do
So if they would sell cats, you said you wouldn't eat them.
If we were in the apocalypse and there
Not
was
in the
only-
apocalypse. Again, you have
If
alternatives.
there
Same
was
situation.
an apocalypse and it was only cats around, trust that I'd eat them.
But don't change
If
the
it was
goalpost again.
normal to eat cats, I probably would eat
Changing the
cats.
goalpost again. What
No,
I'm
it's
saying,
not,
it
because
is.
it's normal to eat cows, it's normal to eat chicken, it's normal to eat that.
But it's normal.
it's a
Just means everybody
normalized
does
thing.
it. It was normal at some point for women to not have rights. It doesn't mean that
They
it was
still
the right
don't,
thing to
Bestie,
do.
They still don't. Women still don't have that many rights.
That's not the point.
And
That's not the
racism-
point what I'm trying to make.
It is the point
It's
because
not-
there's so many social
It's not
issues.
because nowadays
I
you think it's
animal
wrong.
Issues are a problem, but I think until humans deal with other human issues,
You're going to continue making it an
not
issue.
me.
Well, you are.
We're just not gonna treat animals. Most people abuse their pets. Like,
You just abuse other animals, not the pets.
no, but like, most people abuse their pets, don't give a fuck about like.
What's the
eating
difference
meat
between
and
somebody
stuff.
abusing their pets and somebody paying for others to abuse animals?
Well, because if you know something and you still treat it badly, sue me. It's a little worse than not knowing something and treating it.
But now you know, so now you know
I've
that
been
animals are
knowing it.
abused. So
I've
now you've
been
been knowing it. So how can you justify then forcing animals into slaughterhouse, abusing animals for something that you don't need again?
Because I just don't think you have like all the right information. Plus, you don't know how I consume meat. You don't know how I live my life.
Meat is a product of abuse regardless. It's
So
it's
are
killing
men.
an animal's so again I don't want to discuss the gender
but
stuff, right?
it's
Because I'm not it's but I'm attacking something that you're doing, right? I'm not attacking you as a person. You need to understand
Because
that.
this conversation is so defensive for such a reason. Because we cannot just talk like normal people and have a discussion when you're trying to inform us, you're literally trying to blame us, but not.
But you are to blame for the animals that go into slaughterhouses for you. Come on, stop victimizing yourself.
But I'm not victimizing. I just said that you can.
Are you the victims or are the animals that you force into slaughterhouses the victims?
Victimizing. Who said we're victimizing? I just said that you can come here and explain to us and kind of teach us, being like, hey, this is what is happening. Because, for example, I didn't know that they're doing that even in small farms. That's something that you really.
Okay, what is it that you want to do going forward? Again, regardless of your frustration with me, okay, the information that I provided you, right, that animals are exploited, abused, and slaughtered, whatever animal product you find, right, and I'll give you some resources. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some resources. You can take that as a start of your resource, right? Like. Again, consider me an asshole. I don't care what you think about me. That's not fair. I'm just here talking about animals, right? So my only thing is that I want you to do this and consider it as a logical thing, right? Not what I'm saying is if you think it's wrong to do so, right? Like what I described is wrong to do to animals, right? Then don't you think that you, as an individuals, have an obligation then, while you're doing your research, to not participate in this?
Yeah, yes and no. It's difficult.
You see, that's why I keep pushing. That's why I keep saying, because you keep saying yes and no. Like you say, like I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm trying to explain to you and to give you all what you said. I'm agreeing with
But
you,
there's a
and you're
difference
still.
in explaining and yelling at somebody, and that's why
I'm not
I think we're
yelling.
done.
I'm not yelling.
Thank
Can I
you.
at least give you a card to look into it?
Sure.
I mean, again, any frustration you have with me, please don't take it
But
out
it's
on the
not
animals,
about the
okay?
facts, it's not about the
Either
animals,
way,
it's
please
about
just
the way
don't
you're
take.
discussing.
Yes, sure.
Listen,
Listen. Please look at the channel and see if I was nice to you, because I was nice to you. You just became defensive for no reason. Okay? Oh, brother. I guess the people just like getting victimized. It's so insane to me. I'm like, was I yelling at any point of this time? Oh my god. Yeah, Lizzie says Chip yelling. It's the second time I make somebody cry, apparently. I mean, I was pretty... Oh, brother. I guess some people don't like hearing the truth directly, you know? But I eased into it as nice as I could. Like, literally, I was as nice as I could, to be honest. I mean, I was nice. The minute they start justifying horrible exploitation, abuse, I'm like, of course I'm gonna give arguments back. What should people just agree with you just because? Yeah. this victim mentality, and this mentality that, well, I'm doing enough. It's messed up. Like even at the end right now. Can everybody still hear me? I got a connection error. Yes, okay. We back, okay. Weird. It's all good now, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they got so defensive. Actually, this might be a good conversation to check it out. Where on earth when did they get so defensive? Because I thought it was going okay, especially with the girl who was on the right. I mean, on my right, like next to me. Yeah, it was a pretty good conversation. 86,000 seconds is 24 hours. Thank you for telling me, Benji. Cognitive dissonance, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at some point I realized that they're starting to victimize themselves, and I was kind of done with that whole thing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, imagine feeling bad about something that you're doing and blaming the other person for you feeling bad, because that's literally what they were doing. They were feeling bad about their choices, and then they were blaming me for it. I feel like they feel bad and then redirect to you because they don't know how to deal with it. Exactly, Broom. Exactly that. We should be angry that animals are enslaved and objectified. Exactly, Ali. We should be, and I am. I am pretty angry a lot of the times about it. Actually, I'm not angry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just sad, to be honest, more than anything. I get more sad than angry. I'm not a person who gets angry a lot, so yeah. Imagine being married to one of those girls. I don't know, man. I don't think they were such bad people. Let's not make them look like bad people. We're not here to make them look like bad people. We're not here. Listen, I don't think people who consume animal products are bad people. Just me say it right here, okay? What I think is that you have been misinformed. You have been misinformed to think, A, that you need animal products. You don't. 1. 2, you have been misinformed to think that, well, whatever happens to animals is somehow okay. It's not. It's fucked up. Please check it out. Everything that I say, please debunk me. Go on Google. Check it out yourself. And you have also been misinformed to believe that it's normal to do so. Well, I guess it is normal in the sense that normal because everybody else does it, but it is not normal in the sense that it's nice to do so, right? Like, it's just not nice. I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty simple, pretty simple. When you have alternatives, why would you ever choose to put anybody into a slaughterhouse? Anybody. It's simple. It's that simple. I don't get it, And yeah, you victimize yourself saying, well, I have this, well, I have that. First she was saying that she has diseases. I don't know what to tell you, man. You guys want to try a social experiment? I don't know what to tell you. I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, okay, well, I don't want to take more vitamins or more pills. Whatever. Who cares? Just take more vitamins. Why is it bad to take vitamins? Like, I bet you 1,000% that anybody who is not vegan in this chat and was told that if they take this pill, that they will never age again, they will not grow old, that they will 100% take a pill. So 100%, if somebody will tell you, hey, if you take this pill, you will be way healthier than you normally are, everybody would take that pill. But all of a sudden, when you have to take a pill instead of forcing an animal into a slaughterhouse, oh my God, well, no, I'd rather force an animal into a slaughterhouse. You know why? Because it's irrational. It's just an appeal to nature. It's just another thing of saying, well, it's not natural to take pills. No, it is not. But who cares? Who cares what's natural or not? All you have to take is B12 for crying out loud, or any other vitamins that you have deficiencies. And FYI, you have a better chance of handling your deficiencies when you're supplementing rather than when you're shoving food down your mouth hole. Anyway. Henry Zoom, I'm gonna go make some bacon and eggs. See, there you go. Henry Zoom, why? Let me ask you, Henry Zoom, why? Why do you not care about pigs or chickens? Do you care about dogs or cats? What exactly is the difference between a chicken, a pig, a dog, a cat? Do you think that from their perspective, not all of them want to be left alone? Do you think any of them want to be killed for you? Do you think that? Henry Zoom, do you eat dogs and cats? I don't. I don't eat any animals because it's fucked up to eat any animals. I was first taught, yes, I was in the same conditioning as you were to think that, well, it's okay to eat these animals, but it's not okay to eat these other animals. But the reality is, there's no difference. Think about it. What the hell is there? Why is it okay to eat these animals but not these other animals? There literally is no difference. It's messed up. It's messed up that we do. Why don't we just stop? Because we can. Ugh, this guy is so condescending. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think of me. It really doesn't matter. You can think whatever the fuck you want about me. You can say I'm condescending, you can say I look sick, you can say I'm not a man, you can say whatever you want. Soy boy, call me whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care. Call me. I don't care about that. What I care is that you listen to my message, to the words that I'm saying. And if you can't because of how I look or whatever it is, close your eyes and listen to it. Close your eyes and listen to the message. If you have alternatives, please stop forcing innocent animals into slaughterhouses. It's as easy as that. Am I lying or am I a lion? I'm neither. Ah. Hey, Jackie Boyle, thank you. I know it's not easy to get past apathy. It's not, yeah. And this whole argument it's such a nonsensical thing. Imagine this. Imagine this. We say it's wrong to force humans into slaughterhouses because we are superior to animals, right? But then when it comes to eating animals, we say we are animals. We should behave like animals. So which is it? Pick a lane. Are we superior to animals or are we exactly like animals? Because, it's pretty simple. If you think we're superior to animals, then we should act superior and therefore not force them into slaughterhouses for something that we do not need. If you think we're the same as animals, then we should, not force them animals into slaughterhouses for something we don't need. Because you know what? Animals only kill and eat other animals out of necessity. Not because they want to, but out of necessity. It's just no moral justification, man. No, absolutely no moral justification. And it's so insane to me that people want to continue doing it. But, here we are. We fight for animal rights. We continue doing it. And I will never stop. So there you go. If you're not vegan, maybe subscribe to this channel. Maybe you want to hear more arguments. Maybe you want to hear more of it. Maybe you want to see me be rude to other people. I don't know. Or make other people cry. It seems like a thing that I keep doing, making people cry. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just insane that some people cry because of that. I don't mean to ruin anybody's day, to be honest. I just want people to change. I just want animals to stop being forced into slaughterhouses. In an ideal world for me, people get along with each other. We all stop forcing animals into slaughterhouses. We respect each other and we respect animals just as much, because we all deserve respect. Jackie Boyle, thank you so much for the super chat, Jackie Boyle. J Station 2 says, what about hunting? Well, J Station 2 is the same thing, isn't it? We have alternatives, don't we? How can we ever kill animals just because we have alternatives? What, for the hunt, for the pleasure of it? Come on. Imagine me taking a dog, literally, hanging them by one leg, and beating them to death. Oh, I sedate them before so they don't feel the pain. There you go. Is that something to do? Hey, you want to try a social experiment? You okay being live for my YouTube channel? You can be off camera if you want.
No, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Ciao. Chip for the hat trick. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
You can try. I'm gonna regret that probably.
Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Yeah. I guess if I stop being okay, I just run away.
I mean, you're not the first person who ran away today, so that's okay. What's your name, by the way?
Sasha.
Sasha, nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Do you want to come closer so that you're in view, or you don't have to? If you want to be off camera, it's okay. Where are you from, Sasha?
I'm from Israel.
From Israel. Nice. Okay. Well, let me ask you, how do you feel about oppression? Are you for it? Are you against it? It sounds ridiculous, I know, but I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay. Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good, yeah. Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
What if the powerful get some form of benefit from it? Does that make them oppressing them okay?
No, I mean, it makes it understandable.
It makes it understandable, but it doesn't make it okay. Like, it doesn't make it moral, does it?
No, of course not.
Okay, and what if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
That they're oppressed.
Yeah.
Powerless.
Yeah.
Okay, power.
So the powerful are oppressing individuals who cannot realize that they're oppressed.
Oh, I think that's a common thing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, does that make oppression okay?
No?
Okay, and in a situation where we have systemic oppression, right, like we do in today's world, right, kind of whatever it is that we're doing, there is some form of oppression behind it. Do you think that we have a moral obligation to choose the option that has the least oppression or none at all?
Do you have an obligation?
Like a moral obligation in the sense that if we're not doing that, then we're not acting according to our own values.
Ideally, of course, yes.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so it's wrong to oppress humans. What about animals? Do you think it's wrong to oppress animals?
Again, ideally, I think, like, if we could deal with humans first, then maybe we could move on to be more fair to animals. But we barely holding our shit together with humans. I mean, not barely, we don't.
Yeah, but let's put it.
So it's not.
Let's put it this way. What if
I mind some like vegan talk.
Yeah, I am a vegan. Yeah, but let me put it this way: when you, for example, 3 times per day, when you make a choice, you do make a choice, right? Nobody's forcing you into that choice. Whatever it is that you want to do with the rest of your life, with the rest of your day, can still be fighting for human rights, fighting for women's rights, fighting for whatever it is that you think is valuable to you, right? But when you're making that choice, why is it that? Why don't you think that it's morally obligatory for you to not choose to oppress animals, because you can always choose to not oppress animals in that moment?
Well, like I said, I think it's a kind of pyramid. So, if the
But that does
world
not
is,
justify
is,
what you're
is,
saying.
is the wor- No, I'm not justifying. I think the world is a cruel place, and it's not great. No, but
Well, let me put it
I
in-
think sadly, animals go after humans.
But let me put it in a perspective that maybe so that you understand my point of view. So you said you're from Israel, right? I don't know if you're Jewish or not, but you know there's a lot of anti-Semitism happening these days, right? It's a big problem, right? So I would say that if I were to be Jewish, for example, I'm not religious at all, but if I were to be Jewish, I would say that that's a huge problem for me, and I would definitely want to fight for it, right? But then again, could I then justify being misogynistic, like being stripping women's rights, because I would say that it's more important for me to fight for the rights of Jewish people rather than women?
No, it's not justifying it. No, you're right. I get your point.
Yeah, so it
This
doesn't.
is good, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
That's
that's all
right.
I'm saying. It's like I agree that you have a pyramid, and that's fine. But when you're presented with an element from that period that doesn't interact with any of your pyramid, you should try to choose the least oppressive method, right? Like as I said,
Agreed. And I think the best of us, maybe. I mean, I just want to be hopeful. Most of us are trying to go the most harmless ways. We not succeed. Like most times, we don't succeed.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your point, though. You're right.
Yeah. So I understand that you understand my point of view, and it seems like you agree also with me. So do you think that it's important that you also align your actions with that? Like, because when we say that we agree, but then we go around and do exactly opposing to what we said we agree with, then we don't really agree with it, do we? Because our actions are the ones who speak louder than our words, don't they?
No, like I said, trying is trying. I don't succeed in all I'm trying to do.
Oh, so you're trying to be vegan in that sense.
No, I think I would place myself in the very beginning of this road. So I started thinking of that like a couple of years ago as a thing.
Yeah.
So
A couple of years ago, you started thinking it.
it's just like it wasn't a point for me. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Let me just put it this way. So, 1 year, there's a statistic that shows that one person going vegan can save up to 200 animals per year. That literally means that every year you're not vegan, up to 200 animals for a year will be exploited and killed for you, right? Will be oppressed for you. So then, if you start thinking 1 year ago, that means 200 animals until you make a decision have been suffering for you. So my question is, how many more animals should be exploited for you until you make the change? Because that's what matters, right? It's not what we think.
I'm not going to give you an answer just because I'm forced right now.
How many do you want?
Like I said, being forced, I can't give you an answer.
I mean, I'm not forcing you into anything. I'm just asking questions, am I?
You know?
How can I force you? Do you think anything that I'm doing right now, me sitting at 1 meter distance from you and asking you question, and is any display of
Okay,
force?
I'm sorry, you weren't forcing me. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like I need to be clear because a lot of people think that animal rights activists are forceful, but we're just asking questions and trying to get people to see the perspective of animals.
Good way, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So how about this? How about I give you a card, and you look more into it? But how about you make a decision? Because if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't want somebody to force you into a slaughterhouse and then to say, "I'm thinking about it. Maybe at some point I'll stop." Right?
I don't know. Something wrong with it. Yeah, you can give me a card, but
What is wrong with
you
it?
spoiled it with something. I don't know. Let me think.
I'll give you a card, but tell me, man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I recommend you watch either Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. You just gotta scan this QR code, and you have all the resources there to help you go vegan. All of them for free.
Okay, thank
to stay within your budget. Just left. Lol, yeah. Coriel and you claim, yeah, okay. Thank you everybody for having conversations in the chat. Entire cow can feed a family of 4 for an entire year. Eating cats and dogs is a false comparison. They are not ruminant animals and are very small. Dale's Knight, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Second of all, I can address your concern, sure. It doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter, and I'll explain to you why. Because all we need... Oh, wait, I'll respond to you in a second.
Hi.
Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
Sure.
Okay, you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Yeats.
Can you come closer so that you're in view?
Hi.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Turkey.
From Turkey.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. How do you feel about oppression?
I mean, same as everybody else, I guess. Just negative feelings.
Negative feelings. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're against it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
Well, of course not.
Of course not. Okay. And by the way, just to be clear, when I mean oppressing, I literally mean the definition is cruel or unjust treatment and exercise of authority, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically behaving unjust towards somebody just because you have power over them.
Okay.
Yeah. So you think the powerful should not have the right to oppress the powerless?
Yep.
Do you think that if the powerful get benefit from it, should they have the right to oppress the powerless?
No, still no. I mean, if it's unjust, then of course not.
Exactly. Do you think that if the powerless don't realize that they're being oppressed, should they still have the right to oppress them?
I mean, I don't think the context matters. If it's an unjust, how do you say?
Yeah, if
Like,
it's unjust,
If
yeah.
it's unjust, then it's unjust. Like it's it's how you define it. If you
Okay.
define it as bad, it is bad, right?
Okay. And obviously, in the world that we live today, there's oppression happening everywhere, right? So we have a form of systemic oppression. So kind of every choice we make today is somehow contributing to some form of oppression.
You mean that like in a political or an economic
I
sense?
mean, like in an economic sense, right? Like when you're buying a phone, when you're buying clothes, when whatever it is that
Yeah.
you're buying, you're inherently supporting some form of oppression. But let me ask you, do you think that in those situations, then, if you're presented with the choice that has less oppression, that you have sort of a moral obligation to choose that the least oppressive choice?
I feel like in our current economic model, there isn't really a way to buy something, to get something that doesn't have, inherently any oppression in it.
No, not any, but like let's say the least amount of oppression, right? Like you were to be choosing, like
Like the
you're
lesser
buying
of
a
evils,
coat.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, the lesser
Yeah.
of evils,
Yeah,
exactly.
sure.
Okay. Okay. And the next question, and I'm not judging us to be part of it too. Do you think when we're forcing animals into slaughterhouses, we're actually oppressing now?
Yeah, actually, I do kind of completely agree with the vegan moral argument.
Yeah.
I'm actually completely
Oh,
agree
okay.
with it. Yeah.
Are you vegan yourself?
No, I was for a while, but it's just hard to sustain. Let me say.
Why is that?
If I were to act completely in the way that like if my morality inside was like completely aligned with my life that I live right now, I think it would be very different in general anyway. Like
Yeah.
I do try to eat less meat, but it's just kind of hard to do, especially socially, and especially when where I come from. I don't know. I have like a busy life, and I understand that I understand that these are like reasons aren't
Because
really
you're still
valid.
making choices, right?
Yeah, you're still making choices at the end of the day, sure.
And you
but-
still have always other readily available choices, right?
Yeah, but it's just easier to go with the carnivorous route, I guess.
And I understand that because we live in a non-vegan world, right? It's kind of messed up. And I agree. Maybe in Turkey it's a little bit easier. But like, do you think that convenience is a good enough
No.
justifier to oppress animals?
No, I don't think so. But as I said, it's just kind of hard to make that decision sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I asked you why. I don't seem to understand why, because from my perspective, I understand that there's choices that are hard to make in those situations, but I feel like for me,
Yeah,
my
but
values.
Do you not oppress like anything? Like, do you have no?
Perhaps I
oppression at
do,
all?
as I said, right? Like there's systems of oppression that I participate in too. But if I ever am presented with a choice to not do so, then I choose to not do so.
I understand. So when you like buy any electronics, like,
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
batteries in them, right?
Yeah, but that's what
That's
I do. I
lithium
try
batteries.
to. That's what I try to do. When
Is
I
that
buy
minimizing?
electronics, I try to buy the electronics only when I actually need them. First of all,
Okay.
and secondly, I try to buy the ones that are the least oppressive. Yeah.
So like least oppressive child labor or what? Because they
Yeah.
all kind of have child
sadly,
labor in
sadly,
them.
sadly, so yes, sadly, the least oppressive child labor, as you put it, right? But like, that's one thing, and that's one problem of the world, and I agree, it's a fucked up problem, right? But when I bring up this issue with animals, like, it's easy for us to go into other issues and other problems, but the reality is, for
No,
this
but
one,
all
it's a little bit different because we have other choices, way easier.
I'm trying to raise the argument that like even if on paper like we morally believe something is right, it's just in the world we live in, it's not really sustainable or like doable to just like do these things every day. Because if you think about it in a, I don't know, like if you're gonna just buy takeaway when you're going home, for example, there aren't really any vegan options where I come from, for example, and I don't really have the time to cook, so it just becomes non-sustainable. But I
don't know if there's no takeaways. I don't think that's true.
I mean, let me just say not economically viable options then. Like something, it's not sustainable. I'm just saying. Not where I'm
But
from.
sustainable is a different thing, right? Like, because sustainable literally just means that it's not, you can't maintain it, right?
Yeah, I can't maintain it. I
Yeah.
can't maintain it.
But it sounds to me more like it's just that, like, you can't maintain it because you value your convenience more than your values. Right? Like, don't
it's
get me
just
wrong,
not
when I
doable.
buy
just
electronics,
I can't live like a monk. Like as you said, it's you have to pull a line somewhere.
But
If
it's
you have
not
to
about
go-
living like a monk, is it? I don't live like a monk. I go
yeah,
to the gym.
exactly.
I live
so
my life
you also
normally.
value your convenience over some of these ethical issues as well. Like
Well,
when
no,
you
I
buy
don't.
this phone,
I never value my convenience over anything else because, again, when I buy this phone, I first do research into what
So
phone I
you
can buy.
believe honestly that no child labor or like no exploitation
No, because again, it's
whatsoever
not
was
about
inherent in
not
this
at all.
phone?
Because it's not about not at all, right? If my
So you
choices
do
are
value.
between what with more exploitation, one with less
You
exploitation.
could just not buy the phone.
I would choose always. I cannot not buy a phone. I'm a software engineer. I need a phone, unfortunately. And it's not about that, right? Like one could say you cannot really live in a society, especially in the Netherlands here. By the way, you cannot live without a phone. You need a phone to register
sure.
for the municipality, right?
Yeah.
But like, like again, like I'm not trying to draw lines or comparison. What I'm trying to say here is that you the reason why I understand when you're saying that it can be hard, because I also pass by the supermarket some products that I remember that I used to like, right? But it's
It's not really
hard.
about the taste. It's just about the convenience. Like,
Yeah.
If you, like it's just more nutrient packed.
But let's put it this way: if I give you some resources that would help you with that, maybe help you get the convenient products, would you see it as an obligation to stop oppressing animals?
Yeah, I would, but I don't see you doing that from like where I come from.
From Turkey? Yeah.
in
Where,
Turkey.
where are you in Turkey, by the way?
Istanbul.
Istanbul. No, there's a lot of options in Istanbul.
Okay, there is options, but it's pricey.
I mean, listen, I don't like. I think it can be pricey once, but at the end of the day, you know, like you're just if you're trying to like obviously going vegan is a little bit of a change of a lifestyle, isn't it? Right?
A little
like
bit.
any choice you're gonna make is gonna be a little bit of change of a lifestyle. So the question is, do you really? Because it sounds to me like you want to maintain the same lifestyle while at the same time
No, it's just not.
not to oppress animals, but like maybe it's not possible where you're at. Maybe you need to change a little bit of lifestyle. Like, I don't know enough about the situation in Turkey, but like I'm just saying like maybe a little bit of a lifestyle change, maybe a little bit of only buying out once or twice a week or 3 times per week, and then finding and then
Yeah,
all the
lessening
other
it, yeah.
So
I do try to lessen it. Like when I
but
do,
I'm not saying lessen animal products. I'm saying lessen buying out. When you're buying out, you should still buy vegan products, because again, any choice that you're making that way, any choice will force an animal into a slaughterhouse.
like, I understand.
You see what I
It's
mean?
just-
Like it's about those individuals. It's not about the choices that we make, because we need to understand that when we make these choices, we force others into choices that we wouldn't want to, into places where we wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, of course. I understand the moral argument. It's
Yeah.
just, as I said, difficult to do sometimes.
Yeah. Well, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 21.
21.
22
Yeah.
in a month.
I mean, I guess it is when you're 22. It can seem a little bit more difficult, but you know, like I don't know.
I just like need something to eat so I can get out of the house. Like
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah. I get
work.
that.
I go to school.
I get
have,
that.
like,
Yeah.
80-hour weeks. You just don't really have time to like cook vegan food at home.
No, I get what you mean. I also don't cook a lot. You know, I have an air fryer, so I put some veggies in the air fryer, and then I get some tofu in the air fryer, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my way of dealing with it, and it's cheap and it's fast. You can also try that. I'm not, like, again, I think there are solutions. It's just that
Yeah,
you
sure.
will have to spend a little bit of time into those solutions if you want to live up to your own values at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because if you agree with it and you don't live up to your own values, then, you know, that just makes you a hypocrite, and I don't think you want to be that. And
I think we're all hypocrites at the end of the day if you like really think about it. But
well, not if you actively make choices, right? Again, like it's not about accidental choices or choices you didn't want to. Like if you accidentally buy an animal product, I don't think
you could
you're
go,
doing
you could
anything
go
wrong.
full like monk mode and like not do any exploitation. Like you have that option. Like you do draw that line at some place.
I
You do
do
say
not
I
have
will
that
exploit
option,
at
no.
some level, just to get by, like just to live.
Yeah, but it's
normally.
not. Listen, even if we take it that way, human exploitation is nothing like animal exploitation, is it?
What do you mean?
Like human exploitation, it means, let's say, child labor, as you said, right? Which
Yeah.
is the worst of the worst. First of all, that's very frowned upon, right?
Yeah,
But let's
of
put it
course.
this way. Let's put it this way. Child labor, those children will still get paid, and they will still get to go home. They will still not get killed if they can no longer work.
I don't.
Number one, and number two.
Okay.
Number two, if you don't decide to buy any any products that support child labor, right? Any products
Yeah.
that do all this exploitation, these industries will not stop. Like, let's put it this way: everybody boycotts iPhones built in China.
Yeah.
Okay. That factory will not close down. That factory will start building other phones,
Yeah,
and that's the
okay.
whole thing.
As
What
I
I'm
said
saying,
at the start
like
of it,
there's a
like,
consequence.
it's
The consequence
kind
of
of in
it.
our economic system.
Yeah, but the consequence of it, if you stop buying animal products, the consequence of it is that other animals are no longer oppressed for you.
Like,
It's
I
that
understand.
other
I just
animals
think you're
will not-
focusing on one problem.
because that's what I'm
understand.
here speaking up on.
Yeah, that's
on
great.
This problem,
And
right?
that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that you're also exploiting other
It
humans
doesn't-
by just living as yourself. And
But
I
if you
understand, like,
give me
we want to-
listen, if you give me alternatives for me to live my life without doing other exploitations, I will gladly take them, right?
I don't think so. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
could
like
just,
that's
not-
just the thing. That's what I'm telling you. Like you have alternatives. That's what I'm trying to tell you right here. It's not about me judging
Okay.
you. It's not about me
understand.
telling you that you have to be perfect. It's not. None of us are perfect. I'm just here trying to tell you that
I
hey,
understand.
live a little bit up to your own values. Like
Yeah,
do a little
sure.
bit of work because it's worth it. These
Yeah.
these individuals don't deserve to be forced into slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, sure.
Can I give you
Okay.
some resources to look into it?
Sure.
So I recommend two things. Number one, you either watch the most important speech you
I
ever
watched
heard.
it, I
Oh, you
watched
watch
the
it.
video,
Ah,
I
you watch it.
rewatched
Oh,
the video.
that's okay. What I recommend is if you scan this QR code, you have Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan. That
Mhm.
sounds like something that might help you out.
Yeah,
You
sure.
also have 24/7 coaching. You might need to set it to English for that.
Mhm.
And that's literally somebody on a Discord server can help you out with the stuff that you need.
Okay.
And an app that's called Happy Cow and will help you with all the restaurants around you, all the vegan restaurants and everything, all the vegan options.
Okay.
Because maybe you'll find something within your price range.
Yeah,
okay?
sure. Thank you.
Hey, what's your name again?
Yeet.
Eat. Don't
Nice
let
talking to
animals
you.
get exploited for you,
Yeah,
okay?
sure.
You can do better, man. Hey.
I did. I was just walking by and I just came back around again to see that sign.
It's okay. Hi, what's your name?
I wanted to talk. Yeah. How you doing? My name is Hamid.
Hamid, I'm Chip. Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
No problem. Oh, you're a YouTuber. Quite famous, I guess.
No, I'm not famous. No, don't worry about that. No.
Not like,
No. So,
that's amazing.
So-
What is like?
I think
do
you've
you-
heard the conversation I was having with this lad.
Oh no,
No?
not much. No, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
so-
was quite far. Yeah.
So I was just, I do the social experiment and try to see what the relationship would have with animals, and like, do you think, do you respect animals, for example?
Like respect in what way? I mean.
I don't know, just in general. Do you consider yourself a person who respects animals?
Yeah, I do respect animals. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that, and I'm not referring strictly to you, but do you think anybody can respect animals if you're paying for them to be exploited for you?
Exploited in what way? I mean.
Exploited as in literally treated like objects, used for whatever it is that they can give, and when they can no longer give, being killed.
Being killed.
Yeah.
That's not right. Yeah.
That's not right,
It's
yeah.
not. It's illogical.
Yeah, so it would be wrong to say that you respect animals, but at the same time support this kind of stuff, right?
What kind of stuff you mean? Like.
So, for example, what happens
eating
to
burger and.
yeah,
this
like
kind of-
animal agriculture, what animal agriculture does, right? And let me put things into perspective just so that we're clear. Do you know, for example, what happens to dairy cows, the cows that produce milk?
Sorry.
Do you know what happens to dairy cows, the cows that produce milk?
Oh, what happened to them? Sorry.
So, why do you think cows produce milk?
Why do I think what? Sorry.
Cows produce milk.
Why they do produce milk? Because yeah, it's for humans, for themselves, for their little calls. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's biologically they're mammals. So for their calves, as you said, right, for their babies, so they have to be pregnant to produce milk. They have to have babies. Do you think that farmers wait for them to decide to get pregnant, or do you think that they forcefully impregnate them?
No, the cow give milk a whole year, all the time.
Yeah, but only if they had babies. They're mammals. There's no biological way otherwise to have babies. To produce milk.
So you mean the cows don't give milk if they don't have babies?
Yeah. They're mammals. They're just like humans. Humans don't give milk unless they have babies. Female humans.
No, I mean cows give milk throughout the year, in 12 months.
Yeah, because they had a baby.
Not all the time.
No. Only if they have babies.
Only if they have babies, and then they can give the milk.
Yeah. It's a typical mammal response, yeah.
Really, I'm listening to this for the first time.
I also didn't know. Listen, I'm not judging because
I understand. I understand.
I'm 37. I think at around the age of 32 or 33, I realized that I used to just think that cows eat grass and produce milk. That's it. But
Yeah.
the reality is no. They are, and it makes sense, right? They're just like any other mammal on this planet. They only produce milk after they had babies.
Okay.
So again, with the question, do you think that they decide on their own when they want to have babies, or do you think farmers make that decision for them?
Okay, so my family, I'm talking to you, our basic survival was actually the cows, but we didn't put like in a concentrated camps like the modern farms are like that. We didn't put them like that, but still we had like big place farm, like open place, not like in a concentration. On the same place, you're giving them the food. On the same place, you're doing all the things. No, we're just letting like a normal, like open life. Yeah, and my family raised on that. I do raised on that. Yeah, when I was a little kid. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like you had cows in your
Yeah,
family?
yeah. We are like, you can say a cowboys. You can say like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So have you seen the forceful impregnation of the cows?
Sorry.
Have you seen the forceful impregnation of cows?
Forceful pregnancy,
Yeah.
right? What do you mean by forceful? Like.
So what they do is they take a big glove, they put it up to their hand, then they put their hand in the anus of a cow
Okay.
to hold their cervix, and then
Okay.
they inject blue semen in their vagina.
No. So no, I haven't seen something like this. But the farms that we had back then, we do the natural thing. Like we take the male and let the male do the inbreeding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But the thing that you told, like that's really
That's
bad.
standard practice, and
That's
it's nowadays it's in 95%, 99% of the cases.
99%.
It's almost predominantly because you know why keeping a bull on the dairy farm. First of all you'll notice if you see a dairy farm, most of the times you'll only see female cows, where that's kind of like fucked up because where are all the male cows, right? It should be 50-50.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a bull or two on the farm. If it's a bigger farm, they have two bulls, but if it's a smaller farm, they only have one bull, and they keep them, as you said, to impregnate them with.
Yeah. But now it's no longer the case. Like
it's no longer the case in most places because you have to feed that bull, right? So that means that means less money for you when you sell the milk.
Yeah.
But let's put it this way: what do you think happens when the babies are born? What do you think happens to the babies?
They stay with the mom. Yeah.
No, that's completely the opposite. They separate them. So because the reason why they separate them is because farmers need to control how much milk they drink because farmers need to sell the milk, right? So a lot of the times they either don't feed the babies milk at all when they feed them a formula, like in Netherlands that's very common, or they just feed them a little bit of milk and the rest they send it for human consumption, right? They sell it.
Okay, so no, that's cruelty if you don't let the kid don't let with his mom, like with her mom.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be done.
I've seen that even in my grandma doing it in her backyard. I come from Romania, and she did subsistence agriculture, right? So everybody kind of had like an animal or two in their backyard.
Yeah.
And I've seen her, like the cow having a baby, and then the baby was pushed away. Like they allowed the baby to drink a little bit and then push them away so that they
No,
don't drink a
that's
lot.
not right. That's absolutely not right.
Yeah.
Like this is a cruelty, and I'm talking to you as a religion Islam. I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
So we don't actually allow this, and I haven't seen such things that you were talking about.
Yeah. So speaking of, let me finish with this, and then we'll discuss that. Because if the babies is born male, they don't produce any milk, right? So what do you think happens to them?
So what they do, like
What do they do to the males? Because they don't produce milk.
what they do to the male, I don't have any idea.
They kill them, yeah. The babies are either they kill them, or there's a lot of farms also who just let them starve to death, regardless. Like, because again, it's cheaper to let them starve to death than to kill them, you know.
Okay.
If they're female, same fate as their mother, every year impregnated, and when they can no longer be, as you said, because all year round they give milk. And then the next year when they're in heat again, they try to impregnate them again. And they do this for 6 times. And when they can no longer impregnate them successfully, so let's say at 7th time, the cow didn't become pregnant, then they kill them too. And they can live up to 24, 25 years. So they only live a quarter of their life where they get literally raped, have their babies taken from them, and then have their babies killed. And then when that ends, they also get killed, right? This is standard practice in the dairy industry. It's not about good farms or bad farms. It happens all across. There's a variation of it happening absolutely everywhere.
Okay.
So I guess the
what
question.
are your steps to avoid all those things? What do you think?
I'm personally, I'm vegan, you know.
I understand.
I'm
I know. I respect that. I'm not judging you or
Yeah.
anything. I respect that.
So I became vegan after hearing what happens to dairy cows. You know, my first initial reaction was to reject it, to say that's not possible, that it's happening everywhere, right? My first reaction was that it's impossible. I have seen happy cows. I have seen happy farms. And literally, if you go biking outside of Amsterdam, you will see cows on the fields and be like, those are happy cows. Come on, look how much land they have and everything. But it's a very simplistic way of seeing it, right? And I wasn't really, because you see just one portion of it.
Okay.
And I looked it up, and the same shit happens in Netherlands. You can even look at the Dairy Association. They have an association of farmers, and they literally describe these procedures there, and it's all fucked up what we do to them. So then I realized that I cannot personally buy any animal products, because when I buy it, I literally am telling them, hey, do more of whatever it is that you're doing so that I
Okay.
get my product. And I just chose to not be part of it. I chose that I don't want to be part of that. Like, it still happens, sadly, and I'm trying to speak to people so that it happens less and less. But I at least am not part of it, right? I can sleep at night knowing that even if this horrible shit happens, I am not part of it, right? So then I speak to people like yourself, and I ask them to not be part of it. That's all I want. I don't want you to be on the street right here speaking with me on behalf of animals, which
Yeah.
would be excellent if you want to do it, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is to do the bare minimum and not support these farms, not support these industries, not make them treat animals like objects.
Okay, so as you said, you are a vegan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Most people are not vegan.
Yeah.
So there should be like equal measurements for those as well, because as you said, I'm not a vegan. As you said, like there should be a way to stop this animal cruelty, like taking the kid from the cow
Yeah.
and then putting that away and all those things. Yeah, that's a good point. And even killing the animals, electrify them. They just put the electricity and just shock them and kill them. That's also a really really bad way.
I would say any way to kill an animal,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you don't need it, it's bad, isn't it? Like, if I don't need to kill an animal, why would choosing for me to kill an animal is bad regardless, isn't it?
No, because I understand your perspective. I'm not going
Yeah.
against it. I'm not judging you on that. I'm respecting.
It's not about that. I'm just curious how you feel about it. Like, why is it that, like, why is your perspective different than mine? Do you think it's okay to kill animals for something you don't need?
We of course we need animals.
We don't need animal products now.
That's how you think. I
No,
do
this is
understand.
science. This isn't my opinion. This is
Okay, so
scientific consensus.
I mean, like you only eat soya bean and all the vegetables, right?
I just eat vegetable, plants and plant-based products. Yes.
Plant-based. Do you know how much how much living animals we kill when we have to?
I know.
crop
This
the-
is a
the
very
soya
common
bean?
argument. Everybody brings this up a lot. But why? Can I ask you, why is it that you brought up this argument? Is it because you think that no matter what choice you're making, you're sort of killing these animals, or what? Why are you making this
No,
argument?
I mean, I'm making this argument because human beings actually lived on animals for like centuries, like over, if you look at our history, like 100 years or whatever. So we lived on animal things. We ate meat. We are.
But
we are
we've done a
both-
lot of horrific things in our past. Doesn't mean we should continue doing it, right? Like, for thousands of years, humans were enslaving other humans for thousands of years. Until some point we said, hey, this is kind of fucked up, let's stop. We don't need to be doing this. And we stopped. That doesn't mean that slavery was ever okay just because we did it for thousands of years. So at the same point, eating animals, yes, we've been doing for thousands of years. We've
Yeah.
reached a point in our society where we don't need to do it. So we should stop. And even if we argue that we were doing it for thousands of years, we never did it the way we do it today anyway. And that, I mean, animal products were eaten once a week? My grandma ate animal products once a week, twice maybe, right? So what we do today with every meal, with every day, everything is completely not what we did for thousands of years. And what I'm sitting here, even if we just did it once or twice a week, I'm sitting here saying that even that is not needed. So why would we ever choose to do that?
As for you, you think we don't need it.
No. Science says, it's not my opinion. Again, like, we can
Science-
thrive on a plant-based diet.
Science. Okay, so
All the
we-
largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians in the world agree that a plant-based diet is suitable for all ages and stages of life. You don't have to trust me on this one, and I don't expect you to. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
also look it up yourself. So let's start on the premise that for our health, we do not need animal products, right? Let's start from that, because I don't want to go with you say, I say, right?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just
yeah.
agree that we don't. Let's just assume that we don't and go from there, because if we do, I'll tell you this: if we do need animal products, I am not going to tell you to die, in absolutely no way. So if we do need animal products, then you should eat animal products. But if we do not, and this is the conversation that I want to have,
Yeah.
do you think it's okay to force these animals into slaughterhouses for something that we don't actually need?
Like, I do understand what are you trying to put where the question is, but still it's the same. humans do need animals.
But again,
Yeah.
let's start on the premise that we don't. Okay? Because if we do, as I said, if we need animal products, I wouldn't be here sitting here and talking to you. But if we don't, if there is no need for animal products, how can we justify doing this to animals? Killing them, using them as objects?
I don't have any answer to this question.
Because we cannot. Because we cannot do this to individuals who feel, who think, who want to be loved just as much as we do, right? All of these animals are exactly the same as us in all the ways that matter. They're the same, like, they're maybe not as intelligent as us, although even that I doubt it, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because there's human beings with less intelligence and we don't use them as objects. We protect them. But when it comes to these animals, we somehow see them as resources and we say it's okay to do this to them. So let me ask you this. If you were to find out that you don't need animal products, do you think that it's important for you to stop consuming animal products?
No, if there is an alternative to something like this, but also we say science back these things, but we don't know how much science is developed yet.
No, this is for 30 years.
It doesn't matter. We don't know how much science is developed.
It's 30 years of data. It's pretty developed.
You can say that. You can argue about.
You're wearing glasses, right? You're wearing glasses.
Like
I'm
30
wearing
years
glasses.
Back, yeah, like 30 years back, like smoking cigarette was good according to
It
science.
was never good according to science.
No, it was good before.
No,
then
it
it was like the went like no, it's bad for you.
So listen. Animal agriculture. Let's just put it this way: animal agriculture pays a fuck ton of money doing studies trying to show that we need animal products. Every single study that they do, every single study comes out saying that we don't. What do they do with these studies? Most of them, they bury them, and some of them see the light of day. But all of the studies say that we do not need animal products to thrive. Hell, I am thriving. I'm going to the gym, I'm lifting weights, it's working out. There's several athletes who work it out, right? Like Djokovic, I don't know, Patrick Bobumian was a big one.
Yeah.
There's so many athletes, there's so many individuals nowadays who are thriving on a plant-based diet because you can. Well, I'm not saying that one is healthier than the other, although my opinion, and this is my opinion, my belief is that it is healthier to be on a plant-based diet, and that's my opinion, and I'll admit to it.
Yeah.
But the scientific consensus is that you can be at least just as healthy. So then we come back to the same question. Then what we do to animals then is it's extremely cruel and fucked up that we do this to them thinking that we need it, but we don't. And believe me, animal agriculture pays large sums of money trying to make you think that we do need it.
Of course we need animals. Like there is no actually argument. Like do we need water or not? Yes, we do need water.
But again,
but because
we
only
don't.
there is only 1% clean water we have on that, but we still need water.
But water we do need. Animal products we do not. We need nutrition. The source of the nutrition doesn't matter. Why would you think that the source of the nutrition matters? Why would you think that a protein coming from plants is different than a protein coming from animals? It's the same chemical structure that enters your body. Why would you think that it's somehow different? That's what I fail to understand.
I cannot argue.
But you can understand the fact that any food that we eat it's essentially just chemicals, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So why is it that we think that nutritionally speaking we can get the same nutrients from plants? So chemically we get exactly the same thing, but somehow we think that that's not going to work out. Why? Like if we can make it work, why not?
I don't know. I don't have any answer to that.
Yeah.
That's why I ask you this first thing. So what are the steps that you are taking or helping people to make them?
So I can give you some resources to help you with that. But I mean, the reason why I have these conversations with people and not just giving people resources and informing them is because a lot of the times we as people, when we've been told something our whole life, one thing, it's very hard for us to change that one thing that we've been told our whole life, right? Like if somebody tells you that, I mean, that's why superstitions are born, right? Like, oh, if a black cat works in front of you, you're gonna have bad luck. obviously that's not true, right? Like, think about it. It's not. It's just something that at some point somebody had a black cat walked in front of them. They observed it as bad, and then they started telling everybody that it's bad. And then I know, people were scared of something bad happening to them, and it just stuck or something. I don't know how. I actually don't know the history of it, but I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out as an example, right? And now, if you're a person who really doesn't want bad things to happen to you, like everybody is, and you're a little bit more sorry, I'm missing the word. You're a bit more receptive to superstitions and stuff, then whenever a black cat is going to come, you're going to go back, or you're going to stop, or you're going to move another way because a black cat entered your way, right? So my whole point is that if somebody comes and tells you, hey, you have nothing to fear, nothing will happen, your mind will tell you, no, that's not true. A black cat fall. I know that something bad will happen, So that's what our mind does. Our mind is actively trying to tell you that what you've been told your whole life is good. Do not change. That's why I have these conversations with people. That's why I'm telling you this. So what I'll give you resources, but what I want to see from you is also willingness to engage with those resources, not just myself, but those resources, right? It's a willingness to actually look it up yourself, to understand, because as far as I understand from your perspective is that you believe that we need animal products, right? Like, if I give you resources to start your journey understanding that we don't, right? You have to be willing to agree that you might be wrong about this. You have to be willing to say that, hey, maybe we don't need animal products, and then you have to be willing to change. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to, I'll give you some resources. Are you going to look into it?
Yeah, I can look into it, but still in the end, I would say the same.
I mean, you can't say the same. Again, if you're starting with this attitude that in the end I'm going to say the same, it means that no matter what resources, no matter how much proof somebody shows me that we don't need animal products, I will still believe that we do. Then there's nothing I can say to you or show you what it is.
Yeah,
right?
it's same goes with the God thing. If a person who doesn't believe in God and you give all the resources and proof and each and everything, in the end he still says. Still the answer would be the one he's been living his own life on.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's important that we listen to evidence, right? It's important that we listen to evidence and not just trust our own instinct, but rather listen to evidence, right? And when it comes to God, I'll just tell you right here, because I want to be fully transparent with you. I don't believe in God myself, right? And I don't believe in God for the lack of evidence. If somebody were to show me evidence for God, I would probably believe in God. But you know what? I grew up as a Christian. I believed that there is evidence, but there is no evidence. I mean, I know the Bible, I know the Quran, I know all of these, but these are not evidences, right?
So what kind of evidence you're looking for?
I'm looking for evidence outside of the scope of that religion. Obviously, every religion will have a book that will say it's evidence for their religion. I'm just trying to look for evidence outside of that, right?
Okay,
but I'm not.
I understand. I understand. I understand. What do you mean about it?
Yeah. So evidence is what matters, right?
Yeah, evidence. What matters? What a person see, what intelligence perceive, all those things, right?
No, evidence is what we should
Okay.
form our basis of the decisions that we make based on evidence. We should not be forming our decisions based on things that we've been told. And it's very important, especially in situations like this one, when we're forcing animals into slaughterhouses, because there's victims on the other side. Every time we choose an animal product, an innocent animal gets killed for us, an innocent animal gets treated like an object. So it's more important that we look at evidence. When it comes to religion, if you want to practice your religion, far be it from
I
me.
understand.
You practice your
No, I
religion.
understand,
If I want to practice my religion, far be it from you. I'm not harming anybody.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That's exactly the
that's
thing.
really
If
good,
I
yeah.
were to be harming somebody, then we would have to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can make choices for yourself and believe whatever you want to believe. But when your belief system actively forces others, takes away their life, takes away their liberty, that's when we need to question those beliefs.
So
right?
just a little evidence. You're asking about the little evidence, right? So, for example, all the advancement, the telescope, all those things were made like just 100 years ago, something like this maximum.
What are you talking about?
I mean, the Earth picture was taken back in 1960s, and still today we can see from the satellite the Earth picture, right? It's round.
The
right?
photo of Earth, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's round, not flat, right? Yeah. I believe you're not flat earther.
No, of course not.
Oh,
no.
that's good. Yeah. So it's round. Yeah, but it's already written in Quran, 1400 years back. So that's the first evidence. If you would like to.
Oh, but
give
the
it-
Earth being round is not just because we saw it from the satellite. The Earth being round was known before that.
Of course, but
Because
it's,
of the boats
yeah, but-
keeping into the horizon, you know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
plenty of
yeah, yeah,
mathematical
yeah,
calculations
yeah,
that you
yeah,
can
yeah,
make
yeah.
based on that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like what I'm saying is that it being written in the Quran is not evidence that they knew something we didn't. It's just evidence that they had evidence then. That there was a mathematician who probably calculated that then.
That you can say something like that. That's one evidence, but you can find like hundreds of evidence that that doesn't make sense like 1400 years back.
Listen, I'd love to discuss
Like-
religion with
like
you if
for
you want that. I'll just give you
example,
one
like-
more chance, but I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah,
one
I
more,
understand,
one more,
I
one more.
understand.
I don't want to talk about religion.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
I
want.
understand.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah,
I'll, I'll
yeah,
give you
yeah,
one
yeah,
more
yeah,
if you want.
yeah,
So
yeah.
give me one more evidence, and that's it. Then I'll
Okay,
talk about religion.
science, like in 1990s, they said like moon revolves around the Earth,
Yeah.
right? But it didn't say it also like revolves on its own axis.
The moon.
The moon is revolving around the Earth, like this.
Yeah.
But it didn't say it also revolving around its axis, like it's moving also
I mean,
like
of course
that.
it does because there's only one side facing
Yeah,
the Earth.
Like
We always
like
just
this.
see the one side. Yeah.
It's also revolving on its own axis as well, but it's on a specific axis.
Yeah.
Like this. That's why we cannot see the backside of the moon, but it's also revolving.
Yeah.
They came to know in 2001 about this same thing.
I don't think that's true.
I can show you the.
Well, I actually read about this when I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
young, and I was
yeah, yeah.
way before 2000.
Yeah. Like, I can show you like all these resources. Like I'm not making up on my own.
But again, you're still
Yeah.
making an argument saying that okay, well, somebody, because if you're
No, because I'm giving you the evidence that that you can at this moment can understand. You know, the simplest one.
well, what you're saying, is this existence of a god? Does this prove
No,
the
it
existence of a
doesn't
god?
exist. It gives kind of evidence to look more into it,
To look more into what?
into this thing, into this book, and all
Listen,
those
I'll tell
things.
you
Yeah.
this. I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
this. I'll tell you one
Yeah, yeah.
thing. If I were to ever pick up a religion, it would definitely be Islam. It's definitely the one of the refined religions. It definitely has more intelligent things than other religions. Okay, so I'll give you that. But personally, I don't believe in God because there's no evidence of God per se. So anything that any other religion will say, in the lack of evidence of the God, yeah, they can say whatever the things, and I think it's a good moral baseline to have. But again, for me, it's just that. It's just a way to teach culture, to teach everybody kind of how to behave, right? It's a moral ground for everybody, right?
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah.
On that. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not also saying. I'm just giving you a little evidence.
Yeah, okay, I
not-
get it, I get
not
it.
not the big evidence. Like there are a lot of evidences. Like when a person is in the mother's belly, and there's a leech type structure that feeds the baby. A leech type structure. You know, a leech with suck
Yeah,
blood.
you mean the
There is a small animal. Like
yeah, you mean the tube? I forgot what you.
like it sucks the blood from the person's body when you go into any.
I know what the
pond.
leech is, yeah.
It's a leech-like structure. Oh, sorry, it's leech-like structure which actually exactly written the same. You know, back then there were like no surgeons or even those things.
Again, I don't
But
want to
they-
talk about
yeah,
religion anymore.
Yeah, I
That's why
understand.
I want to talk about animal rights. I'm here to defend animals.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
I
here to
understand.
talk
I
about
understand.
religion.
I'm
We
just.
can talk about
yeah,
religion any day. I'm
yeah,
interested.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interested, and I have a lot of arguments for that.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
But I'm here for animals, and I want to speak on their behalf. And
Yeah.
every minute that I spent speaking about something else is a minute that I could be spending speaking on animal rights.
Animals.
You
I
see what
understand
mean?
because it's
Yeah.
your motive, it's your
Yeah.
purpose
Yeah.
to spread more awareness.
Exactly,
I do
exactly,
understand.
exactly. So let
And,
me-
I'm really happy for you on this as well.
Let me give you a
Yeah.
card. What I want you to look into is if you scan this QR code, watch
Yeah.
the most important speech you'll ever hear. That's it.
Okay.
Can you
that's
promise me
amazing.
you'll do that? It's just
I'm
a
going to
30-minute
do
video on
it
YouTube.
right away, no problem. That cheap guy.
Yeah, that's my YouTube channel.
Wow. Yeah, I will do that. No problem. Thank you so much for this whole information and each and everything. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, yeah, this one, the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay. Amazing. That's
Yeah, it's a
cool.
really good speech. Dominion is also kind of show if you have a problem and you think halal slaughter is okay, watch Dominion. Then Dominion will
The
show you.
halal slaughter.
Yeah, Dominion also shows halal slaughter. This
Okay.
one also shows halal slaughter. So if you want to see how halal slaughter is and you actually think that's okay, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day you can believe in God and whatever, but you don't have to believe in religion or whatever, right? And that's the whole thing about it. And,
Yeah, I understand your point of view.
and
Like
then I
maybe
come back to the same arguments, right? When our belief system is making other individuals, forcing them into slaughterhouses, it's wrong. When we kill them, when we use them as objects. So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we think it's okay to kill animals a certain way, just because somebody said it's okay to kill a certain way, it's kind of wrong in my belief. Because especially when you don't need to, come back to the same thing. So please look into it and find out that we don't. And especially because there are individuals just like us who don't want to suffer. And that's one of the reasons why I respect the Quran the most, is because they actually have a saying in the Quran, as far as I know, where it says, don't even hurt a sparrow, right? Like, don't even throw a stone at a sparrow or something like that.
Yeah. No, we don't hurt the animals. That's why we have like
Exactly.
halal way of
Yeah.
doing the halal
yeah.
slaughter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
halal, you could argue for halal if there was a need. If there is no need, halal would be haram in my book. That's just how I see it. You know, it's just you would still be harming animals for something you want, not something you need, right?
No, I'm totally against the animal cruelty.
Yeah.
Totally. Like
Yeah.
the electrifying.
What I described, for example, the dairy industry
electrifying the thing and the cruelty. Yeah, I'm totally against it.
Yeah, but what I described, for example, what I described to you, the dairy industry is standard practice. So when you buy dairy products, when you buy cheese, when you buy milk, it will say halal, because you know what? It was marked halal by back when the Prophet was alive, right? Where they were doing it maybe in a certain way, but nowadays you see how they do it. That's in no way halal, as you also recognize it. You know?
If they are not slaughtering the animal in a right way, the halal way, then it's not halal anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're
but
putting
forceful impregnation is that halal?
forceful, it's animal cruelty. It's against Islam. So
Yeah,
it's
there you go.
against, Yeah.
Well,
so,
forceful impregnation is across the animal agriculture. You'll find out.
so it's against it. So I told you.
The safest way to be against animal cruelty is to be vegan. There's no other way. I know you think otherwise, but prove me wrong. You know what? Go up, look it up, and prove me wrong. That's it. Okay? You have my social media there.
Yeah.
Contact me and prove me wrong. Okay?
Okay,
I'm
nice.
actually open for that. We
Yeah,
can have
no,
an
no,
online
I'm not
discussion.
here to prove you wrong or anything.
Please prove me. No, please prove me wrong. I'm not here telling you to. I'm here telling you, look it up and prove me wrong. I want you to do that. That would be amazing. If there's one thing you could do right here, right now for me, prove me wrong that everything I said so far is wrong. And if you don't know what I said, you have my YouTube and you can look it up again. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chip
Hey.
guy. Your name is?
Chip.
Chip.
Yeah. What was your name
My
again?
name is Hamid.
Hammett.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice talking to you. You know,
Same.
like we could have like a different sets of way of thinking, but at different opinions. But
Yeah.
we still can talk about this, and that's the beauty.
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something really.
But we also need to act, you know. Talking is just half the battle, you know. We need to act because
Yeah.
animals don't care that we talk about them. They just care when we act
exactly.
about them. Okay.
So I wish you'll find another person.
Yeah.
And have a good conversation with.
Hey,
that person.
cheers. Have a good one.
Have a good day, Chip. Yeah.
It was a long conversation. I don't like when it's that long conversation. I feel like, I mean, it was a good conversation. He was a nice guy. He kind of wanted to have conversations, but it was pretty long. Chip, do you believe that when speaking with not vegans that they are misinformed, that veganism is about perfection? That's a good point. Yeah, no, veganism is not about perfection. And I think I was mentioning before somebody, I forgot, somebody made a donation and made an argument, and I was making the argument before. I forgot even what the argument was right now. Yeah. Jason Archer says, maybe not in one, I'm not perfect. So listen, the whole thing about being vegan is not about being perfect, of course, right? but the whole thing about not being perfect doesn't mean that you get to do bad things by acknowledging that you're perfect, but rather means that you get to either accidentally do bad things or incidentally do bad things, right? Or in other words, that if you have no other choices, you will die otherwise, and you have to eat an animal, right? You're in a situation of survival. You will still be vegan if you eat an animal in a situation of survival, FYI, right? But however, if you just say, hey, fuck it, I want to eat the flesh of some animal today, then that's not about not being perfect. That's still about you making a choice to force somebody in the slaughterhouse, right? Like, I'm trying to find a better example where it's not specifically this, but something else. But if you're in a situation where you, I don't know, if you don't have sex, you die for some reason, right? Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Say it again.
What is the social experiment?
I just ask you some questions. You have to think a little bit.
Okay, ask.
Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view? What's your name?
Emre.
Emre. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Emre. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you. I'm from Turkey.
From Turkey. Okay. Oh, I had plenty of Turkeys today. Turkish people today. Okay. So it says animal abuse should be legal.
I don't think so.
Why not?
People like their animals.
Okay. What if they're not their animals?
Random animals?
Yeah.
It's the same like saying, why should it be legal to abuse humans?
Yeah. So are you saying that abusing humans and abusing animals is just as bad?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you define abuse?
Doing something that they don't want.
Okay. I'm good for that definition. Okay. So then it's wrong to abuse cats and dogs. What about the cows, the chickens, the pigs?
It's different type of animals because these are, pets as well.
So, wait. You said that abusing them okay?
No, it's not okay. Both of them is not okay, but it's not the same.
So according to your own definition of abuse, which says doing something against their will, right? That's something that they don't want. Do you think any animal wants to be treated like an object and forced into a slaughterhouse?
No, but you eat the cow, right?
But do you think a cow wants to be eaten?
Not necessarily.
So then aren't you abusing them by eating them?
You can say you're abusing.
Say it again?
You can say that you're abusing.
So can you be against animal abuse if you abuse animals for something that you don't need?
You can be.
Well, you can say that you are.
No, it's not like a yes or no. It's like a line.
I would say it's yes or no to the victims.
I don't think so.
If I say I'm against raping people and I go around raping somebody from once in a while, does that make me against raping?
It's not the same.
Why is it? It's exactly the same. You say you're against animal abuse, but you go around abusing some animals.
But for me, it's not abusing. Like, do you eat meat?
Wait a minute. You just agree that you abuse. It is abusive because you said no cows eat abuse. Your definition of abuse was that doing something against their will.
Don't stick on my definition too much. This might not be the perfect definition.
But I'm just grasping your values. You say that it's wrong to do something to animals against their will.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't know the animal's will. You don't know the animal's will. No, the animal can't speak.
Okay, so all of a sudden, their will might be that they want to die for us.
I don't think so. But would you like punching a dog is not good, no?
But putting a knife to their throat good?
But answer my question.
No, of course, it's not good.
Do you
No,
think it's good or no?
I wouldn't enforce any form of violence towards any innocent sentient being. So,
okay.
So let me ask you: do you think that if punching a dog is bad, would putting a knife to their throat be bad?
Of course.
Okay, so then why wouldn't it be bad to put a knife to the throat of a cow?
You're not doing it for no reason.
Well, I'm also not doing it for no reason for the dog.
Why are we doing it for the dog?
To eat the dog.
But who eats the dog?
Same person who eats the cow, the same person.
The same. Look, everyone here eats the cow. Everyone around the world.
Because everybody around the world was told that eating a cow is okay and eating a dog isn't.
It was okay. It is okay.
Why is it okay for a cow and not a dog?
Look, I'm not an expert.
But no, what is according to you? Think about it. No, you don't have to answer right away. Think about it. Why is it okay to eat a cow but not a dog?
Look, now I don't need to tell you this reason because you stick to these definitions and stuff. But if you just think about it culturally, you go 200 years ago.
Well, who cares about culture? Culture literally just means tradition.
What do you believe? Yeah, but tradition is important, no?
Tradition is important, but not. So if it was tradition that we should be enslaving humans, because it was tradition at some point, it was cultural to enslave humans, does that mean we should have continued enslaving humans because it was traditional or cultural?
No.
No. So then we stopped because we recognize that it's bad. So then I ask you again, just because something is cultural, it's cultural to eat cows. I agree with you. And it's tradition for a lot of people. I also agree with you. But does that mean that it's right to do so?
Not necessarily.
No.
But you can have this is an opinion, no?
I'm asking for your opinion.
Yeah, my opinion, for me eating the cow is fine.
Okay, so in your opinion, eating a cow is fine. But I'm asking also in your opinion, why is it eating a cow fine but not a dog?
Because a cow is a food, it's not a pet.
A dog can also be food, not a pet. And a cow can be a pet.
Yeah, but by that logic, I can also say you can be a food and not a
Exactly, exactly. So that's why we don't eat any of them.
But that's like no logic.
No, that is exactly the logic
by
that you should
logic,
have.
you shouldn't eat a plant.
No, because
Why?
do you think there's no difference between me and the plant? Between an animal and a plant?
I of course think so because I don't eat you.
But you know what the difference is?
You can
tell it's called sentience. It means that they, it means like, listen, behind the
Look, they're both living organisms.
No, but living doesn't mean anything, right? Something being bacteria is alive. You wouldn't say that killing a bacteria is right or wrong.
Well, how do you know? Maybe it is right.
It's not because they're
I
not
can say-
sentient.
but how do you know this?
Because it's science. There's plenty of science out there saying that they're
Where is
not
the
sentient.
science? So you're pulling this out
Oh,
from
you just
your
look,
ass.
it's called look. It's called the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness that says that all animals are conscious.
It says all animals are conscious. But
Yeah, all the animals.
I can say this tree is also conscious.
But it's
I'm
not
sure
because it
this
does.
tree doesn't
You know,
wanna be
consciousness is an emerging property of brains and central nervous systems. Plants don't have either of them. They don't have brains or central nervous systems. But let's imagine this way. I'll go by your logic, okay? Okay, you don't have to trust me on
Well,
this one.
I'm not saying this is my logic. This is your logic.
No, it's your logic, obviously. I don't believe that plants are sentient. When you're saying, what if they are? Okay, let's assume that they are sentient. Then wouldn't it be more sense? Wouldn't it make more sense than to kill as few plants as possible?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So then when you're vegan, when you don't consume animal products, you are killing way less plants, because a lot of the times we forget that the animal that we kill or that we use for food are actually fed plants themselves. They're actually fed way more plants than we would have otherwise eaten ourselves.
Yeah.
So then it would still make sense even in that situation to go vegan. So, or to not consume animal products. So I'm trying to grasp.
Like your thinking is to kill little things as possible to eat.
My thinking is to cause as little harm as possible, but my main thinking is to not exploit anybody. That's the whole point of it. I don't want anybody to be exploited. Death will happen regardless.
But what
You
about
know
all the humans getting exploited?
I also don't want that to happen, but you know what? That's a different problem in the world. And if you are here to tell me that, hey, something you're doing is exploiting humans and here's an alternative, I will choose the alternative because I don't want to exploit humans. But that's what I'm doing. Hey, something you're doing is exploiting animals and here's the alternative. You can go plant-based.
Yeah, but people can do that. For me, I don't want to.
So you can, but you don't want to.
No, for me, I like to eat meat.
Yeah, so, but
sure
does your
everyone
enjoyment of meat, do you think that your enjoyment of meat has more value than the whole life of an animal?
I'm not gonna make such a big statement. You know, it's a food.
But that's the statement that you are making when you're buying animal products.
I'm not making any statement.
That's
I'm
what
eating
your
food.
actions are saying.
But you know, it's also, I think, an important cultural thing as well.
It's important culturally
Your
to
father
force
ate it,
animals
your
into
grandfather-
slaughterhouses.
No, it's not, why does it have to be a slaughterhouse? It can just be a fork.
It's important to kill an animal, to treat an animal like an object. Is that important to you?
Look, but now you know you're also making the assumption that all animals are in like these factory slaughterhouses.
No, I don't
which
care.
doesn't necessarily have to
Do you
be
think
the
I
case.
care if you kill an animal on the street or you kill them in a slaughterhouse? I just don't want them to kill them. I don't want you to treat them like an object. I don't care where you do that.
But it's not an object. The animal is an animal.
Do you know what? Let's just put it in some perspective. Do you know what happens to dairy cows? Cows that produce milk.
What happens?
Why do you think cows produce milk?
Why do they produce milk?
Why do you think they produce milk?
You tell me. You're the expert.
No, I'm just curious. Why do you
I
think?
don't know.
Did you never think? So I used to think, for example, that they just eat grass and produce milk.
Yeah.
But they're mammals. They produce milk when they have babies.
Okay.
So what has to happen? They have to have babies. So somebody needs to get them pregnant.
Yeah.
Do you think that farmers wait for them to decide to get pregnant, or do you think farmers forcefully impregnate them?
Probably forcefully.
Okay, so how would you call that? If somebody forcefully impregnates a woman, how would you call that? If somebody forcefully penetrates the vagina of a woman,
It's a horrible thing, but like, look, You know,
Would you
humans
call it
are-
rape?
they're- Of course, but they're not the same. You're not the same as a cow, or
No, but you would still. I'm not saying you're raping a human. You're raping a cow. And what do you think happens afterwards when the babies are born? What do you think happens to the babies?
it's the same thing over and over again.
Well, if they're born female, yes, same thing. The first thing that happens is they get separated from their mothers so that they don't drink the milk. Because if they would stay with their mother, they would drink milk, and they need to sell the milk, farmers.
Yeah.
So the first thing that if they're female, yeah, you're right. Repeated rape every year
Yeah.
until they can no longer impregnate them, and that usually happens after 6 years. And then they kill them. They can live up to 25 years, so
Yeah.
quarter of their life. And if they're born male, they kill them directly because they don't produce any milk. So does any of this seem like something that you want to be proudly be supporting, that you want to be giving your money towards?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing it proudly.
No, but so then why not
But-
stop?
But it's not about that. I think it's just about the fact that like humans forever have been eating meat.
But humans forever doing this doesn't make it right. Do you think an action becomes right just because if you continuously do it for a long period of time it becomes right?
But this is like, look, in your opinion, it's wrong to kill and eat a cow. Like in my opinion, it's just simply not wrong.
But again, I'm
this is
asking
just
you
simple.
why. You're just drawing an arbitrary line because you've been taught this way. Just because you've been taught one way,
Yeah, but
people.
you've
listen,
also been taught
listen,
this way.
No,
Like, you
no,
don't
I
just get
haven't.
this idea
No, that's
out.
not
Well,
true.
you did scientific
I grew up
research.
eating animal products.
You grew up,
yeah, I'm a vegan now,
And
but I
then
grew up eating
someone
animal
changed
products.
your mind on the internet. What happened?
Because I realized I don't want to be the person who's paying for the shit that I just told you. I don't want to be the person supporting to forcing animals into
but,
slaughterhouses.
you can also buy animals that are not in slaughterhouses.
Doesn't matter. They're still
That
treated
doesn't
like
matter.
objects. They still get killed. They still
The only part is the
exploited.
same, is that they get killed and they get eaten.
And they get exploited. Yeah, exploitation and
But
killing.
You also get exploited.
I don't get exploited.
Where
No.
do you post this video right now?
On YouTube.
On YouTube? How much does YouTube take a cut of your earnings?
Wouldn't call that exploitation.
Why
I'm
is it
sorry.
not exploitation?
Because it's
They do
okay.
no-
Let me put it this way: it's not forced exploitation. Animals are forcefully exploited.
Whatever you do to animals, even if you pet them, it is forced.
Yeah. So
this
maybe
point you're
maybe
making
just
makes-
leave them alone.
No, 'cause th- so this
So why not
point-
just leave them
no,
alone?
But this point you're making makes no sense. 'Cause
Why not just
anything
leave
you
them
do to
alone?
Animals is forced.
Yeah. So why
Even
not
if
leave
you
them
don't do
alone?
anything, it's still forced.
But it's not forceful exploitation. Again, I have a problem with forceful exploitation.
Yeah, but okay, tomorrow we stop eating meat. What happens to all the animals?
Well, first of all, if you tomorrow stop eating all the meat, then 200 animals per year will be spared exploitation
Not
and
just me,
killing.
I'm saying everyone.
But that's not a possibility, is it? Like, what if tomorrow the whole world were to be all of a sudden be allowed to be sexually whatever they wanted to be? That's not something that's going to happen, is it?
No, it's not gonna.
No. So what if tomorrow everybody were to be allowed to do whatever they wanted to do? That's not something that would happen. These are hypotheticals. I can answer your hypothetical what would happen. Nothing will happen. Reality is all these animals will probably exist. They will have to deal with it would be a problem, right? Because we breed 90 billion land animals into existence. We would have to deal with it. We would probably have to create some sanctuaries to take care of them. It's a problem that we would have to taking care of, but that doesn't mean that you yourself cannot be vegan, right? Because it's not like if you go vegan, all of the world will go vegan all of a sudden. It's just you who will be saving, again, 200 animals.
Fair enough.
So why? So I'm just trying to understand from your perspective, why is it that you think it's okay for 200 animals to be exploited and killed for you for something that you don't need,
'Cause
just you want?
I'll tell you, I like the taste of it. I think it's healthy.
And we come back
no,
to
no,
the same.
No, I think it's healthy. I think morally it's not incorrect. My father told me this. My grandfather eats it. And, I trust them more than
Would
I
you say
trust
that-
you or the internet.
But that's
to
okay.
say-
That's okay. Would you say that a person who was brought up, who is the child of a slave owner, will say exactly as you? My father told me it's okay to enslave people.
No, it's
His
not about that.
grandfather said it's okay to enslave people. So therefore, I don't trust you because you're a stranger, or the internet, what the internet
No,
says.
no.
I only trust what my father and my grandfather told me, and they said it's okay to enslave people.
Look, it's not just that. It's them. The people I respect, trust, whatever. All of them eat meat. For me, I have no one around me who's a vegan.
Again, a slave owner could say exactly the same as you
Everyone
and
could say the
justify
same. Everyone
enslave.
could say the same. But I could also read something on the internet tomorrow and decide to say, oh, I'm not gonna eat anything and starve myself to death because I'm exploiting everything.
So you don't believe in scientific consensus. You don't believe in thinking for yourself. You just believe in
No,
what somebody.
I believe in all of this. I believe in all of this. But
How
I
can you
make my
believe
own-
in
I
thinking
make
for
my
yourself
own-
when you're literally just telling me right now that you're only believing what others tell you to
Look,
believe?
For me, because I don't think it's morally incorrect to eat chicken. or eat the cow.
Because somebody told you so.
No, because I personally think
But you
so.
can't possibly tell me the difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the
told you,
difference
a
in
dog
difference.
is a pet.
No,
I
a
have
dog that's not a
I
pet.
have a dog that's a pet.
Listen, I'm part. Look at this. Elwood Organic Dog Meat is a company that raises dogs for the sole purpose of them being eaten and killed. So tell me, why is that wrong?
Because I have a dog. Many people have a dog, and
There you go.
they have been pets. Dogs
So
are
it's
pets.
strictly about what you're feeling towards them. Them as individuals don't
But
really
it's my
matter. It's
personal
what your
opinion. It's
personal.
not about your opinion. Like this is about me, right? I choose to eat meat or not.
No. I'm
No,
trying to
no,
understand, but I'm trying to
yeah.
understand not your opinion. You seem to think you think that it's okay to kill cows, but not dogs,
Yeah,
because
sure, that's
you
my
have a
opinion.
relationship with dogs. You feel a certain way about dogs.
Yeah.
But if somebody, would it be okay if somebody applied the same logic to you, saying that it's okay for me to kill you because it's not okay for them to kill me because they have a relationship with me, they feel towards me,
No,
but it's okay for them to kill you because they don't have anything
Look,
towards
let me tell
you.
this. Look, there's a general consensus, right? Like because you just
There
can't
isn't a
kill
general
someone.
consensus.
Because you can't kill someone tomorrow. The reason for that is, like 99% of the humans think that you shouldn't be able to kill humans, right?
No.
Why is it? Why is it not okay to kill humans?
Why is it not okay to kill him?
Because most people think it's not.
Is that why? So if
No,
most
that's
people
one
wait,
of many
let me ask you.
reasons.
No, because
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. That's not why.
No, that's
so
not
let
why
me
as
ask
well.
you.
Obviously,
So
it's
if
a-
most people would think it's okay to kill humans, would you kill humans?
No, but you're twisting what I said.
No, you're saying it's moral or immoral based on what others think. That's
No,
what you're saying.
No, it's not moral or immoral. How stuff gets implemented is.
Okay, but let
So,
me ask you. So,
like human morality, it's a general consensus.
so if everybody thinks it's okay to kill and eat dogs, would you kill and eat dogs?
In my state of mind right now, I wouldn't.
There you go.
But
So,
if
so
you-
then why? Wait, why? Because you said the reason why you
Because
kill
I
and
am
eat.
today I know it's not okay to eat dogs.
Why?
Because I have a pet. I have a dog.
So what
My
if you
friend
don't
has
have a
dog.
pet?
Other people have it as a pet.
So that's all it is for you. That's all. Again, it's just the relationship you have with them. If you somehow consider them, if you somehow see them as individuals and have a relationship with them, then they should be protected. If you don't, all of them, fuck them, kill them, do whatever it is to them, as long as you get some form of pleasure from it, right?
Yeah, but it's
you
not
get
that
taste
simple.
pleasure.
It's not that.
Well, that's exactly
It's
what
like
you're
with horse
applying.
meat as well.
It's just as bad, yeah.
It's like similar. You know, some people eat it in some places in the world.
How do you feel about horse meat?
For me, I tried it.
So you do force.
Because-
You also
yeah, but
think
you know what's the
horses are
reason is? Because-
objects.
Because I don't know. I didn't have ever went on a horse. I don't know anyone who has a horse pet. So you know, for me there was
Yeah,
no.
there you go. So it's exactly what I
Yeah,
described for you. For you, it's if you have a relationship with an animal, then that animal deserves moral consideration. If you don't have a relationship with them, then they don't deserve moral consideration. Now, I want to imagine that
You can
if
say they deserve it.
no, you don't, because obviously you're taking
No,
their
you
life
can
for
say-
something you don't need, you just want.
you can
You're
say
taking
they
their life for
deserve
pleasure. But again, what if somebody applied this to you? Why, you know, that's why you need to think about these things. Because what if somebody applies it to you? What if somebody says exactly this? I don't like, I just put it out there, right? Somebody comes with hypothetically says, I don't like Turkish people. You know what? I don't have any Turkish friends. I don't have a relationship with Turkish people. Therefore, I think killing Turkish people, exploiting them and killing them would be okay.
Yeah, but this is obviously not okay.
Again, because somebody told you so.
But why is it? Why you keep
You know
saying
why it's
somebody
bad?
told you?
Because you can't seem to tell me why is it bad to kill a human being. Why is it bad to kill a human being?
First of all, it's haram.
So it's just because religion told you so.
No, not just religion. Like personally, I think it's not okay. Look, you ask
Well, haram
anyone.
is religious
look,
thing.
Look, you ask if you ask anyone on here, is it okay to kill a human? They'll say
Again,
no. But if
this
you
means
say-
nothing. So if they say yes, does that make it okay?
No, it's not just about what people say. No, it's about your personal belief.
So again, where is I need some form of logic from your belief. What is the logic? Why is it wrong to kill a human being?
I think it's wrong to do something against another human that they don't want you to do to them.
Okay, and you
Simple.
said the same thing about animals, right?
It's the same thing, but you don't know. You can't talk to the animal.
Okay, so if you don't know, let's assume there's a human being who's mute, who you cannot talk to.
Yeah, you
Would
don't
it be
just-
okay to kill them?
Because most likely you guess that he doesn't want to be killed.
Exactly. So would you think? Do you think any animal would? Isn't it safe to assume that any animal does not want to be exploited and killed for you?
You're right. You're right.
Okay, so then why not apply the same logic to animals?
You
It
can
seems like
apply
the same logic that gets you saying it's wrong to kill humans. The same logic should bring you to the same reason that it's wrong to kill animals.
You can't say that. That's perfectly fine. You can't say that.
But no, it's your own logic. It's just that you don't apply it. You apply it selectively
But why do you
to
think I
justify
don't
your
apply
own
it?
pleasures.
Why do you think I don't?
Because again, you say it's okay to kill cows, but then I ask you the same thing about your logic. I'm using your logic. It's okay to kill cows. You said, why is it okay to kill cows? Because others do it, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, but
And then I say, but
humans
what
have
if
to
you're
eat
on the
as well.
other
No,
end?
you have to eat as well. You have to get the.
But you don't have to eat animals.
But-
You can eat plants and plant-based products.
Yeah, but what are these plant-based products? Like these
I don't know.
came
There's
out in
plant-based burgers. There's all
Yeah,
that
but,
shit.
you know, maybe some people don't like this type of stuff. It's
Again,
not
does it
natural.
matter?
It does matter. I don't
Natural
like-
doesn't mean anything. You can be at least just as healthy on a plant-based diet.
Yeah, but it's like, surviving off protein shakes.
It's not like that. No, it's like because plants and actually, you know what? It's arguably you have a much higher chance of being healthier on a plant-based diet than you would on a carnivore diet. Where you would just be eating animal products.
I don't know the statistics.
But I can tell you for a fact that you get way more vitamins from a plant-based products and way more sources.
Maybe you're right.
Can I give you a card to look into it?
No, it's fine.
Okay, but listen, you are not logically consistent in any way, man.
Maybe
Like-
I didn't, speak good enough.
No. You spoke
I have
pretty
some
well.
things on my mind. That's
The reasons why. Let me explain it to you. You say it's okay to kill a cow for a certain reason. Then I applied that reason for killing humans, and you said no. Then you said it's wrong to kill a human for this reason. Then I applied that reason to cows, and you said yes, it would be wrong to kill cows
yeah,
also.
because
The only
you're
thing you
sticking
do-
to my definitions, which I
I'm
just
sticking
came-
to your logic.
Yeah,
I'm
but,
trying to
my
show you that
logic
you're
is
not
just,
logically
what
consistent.
what I could tell you, it's just a few words. But these logic is not, I couldn't express how I genuinely think.
Okay, well, genuinely find the logic. Find the logic from the perspective of the animal. Why is it okay to kill cows but not dogs? Genuinely, I'm not. No, don't answer me.
yeah.
Just think for yourself. Honestly, genuinely.
No, I do.
Ask yourself why is it okay? Not because everybody said so.
No,
not
I'll be
because
honest, but
everybody
till-
does
till-
it.
till
Why
now,
is it
till
that
now
you
I
think?
I never thought about this topic.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
fine.
honest.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you being so honest. Listen, man, I enjoy our conversation
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're honest with it. So, but I want you going forward to actually ask yourself, why is it okay? And not because you have a relationship with them. Think about cats. You wouldn't kill cats. You don't have a
No.
relationship with cats. Okay? Think about it. Why
No,
is
but
it okay to
there's
kill
just
one animal but
like
not
the
the
natural
other?
thought of people. Like when you walk here, you're not gonna walk where the bicycles
I
are
understand.
going.
I
Right?
understand.
Like,
I understand
it's
what
just
you mean. Yeah, we've been told this way.
Yeah,
We've
but it's
been.
not just how you're taught.
It's
just
conditioning.
It's the
It's social
natural thinking.
conditioning.
But your opinions, these plant-based meals, you could say that's conditioning as well.
It's not because
You could
I
say
choose
it.
these.
Yeah, but maybe I choose this. Like these.
But
type
again,
of stuff,
I have a reason. I have a logic behind them. You
but,
don't.
Like, another thing, you shouldn't put your opinion on other people as well.
I'm not. I'm just.
Yeah.
I strictly took your logic, your opinions, and your judgment, and I showed you how it is not consistent or flawed by simply replacing one variable. You say it's wrong to do this. It's okay to do this to cows. I replace the cow with a dog. It's okay to do this to dogs. I replace the dog with a cow. And all of a sudden, the logic no longer makes sense. That's all I'm trying to do. Hey, go forward in life and think about this logic. Why is it okay to kill cows but not dogs?
They're food.
Again, why are they food and not dogs?
That's how it is.
Say it again.
That's how it is. I can't.
But that's how it is. It's not an argument. That's how it is. It's an argument for saying it's okay to do whatever I want.
Okay, let me try to see how you do your logic.
You don't have to do it right here,
Like,
'cause-
I'm called a human, right?
Yeah,
Why am I called a human?
because somebody defined you as a human. It doesn't matter
But
what
no,
they're
no,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
called.
But like, do you agree with this? Why do you agree with this? Like, why do you call
But
me
that's
a
just a
human and not dog?
definition.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not about the definition here.
Yeah, but no, but I'm asking.
Definitions have just a name. It doesn't matter. Like
That's the same thing you're doing.
it's
with,
not,
when I
because
give my definition to you, that's the same
it's
thing.
not
you're doing.
because actions have to have a logic behind them. And I'm asking you, why is the logical reason for you to kill to say that it's okay to kill a cow, but it's not okay to kill a dog? Why?
I told you, one of them is a pet. I'm
Yeah,
emotionally.
you're not getting it. Just think about it. It's okay. You're not getting it. Just think about it, okay? Just think
you.
about it more on this, okay?
Talk about anything else or not?
Say it again.
We talk about anything else or not?
I mean, not right now, but I could talk about other things also. Hey, ciao. Your mom says, cooked by the dude. He's 100% right. You are using his same arguments. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so funny, because I literally showed how his logic was flawed right here. It's so funny to me that I did that. I literally showed the flawed logic. I literally reversed his whole logic for cows, for dogs, all of it. I showed how it doesn't make any sense. And yet there's people in the chat who want to justify their actions by saying that I'm the one being illogical. Wow, that is insane. That is some insane dissociation right there. And by the way, everybody, thank you for being here. Hey, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Maybe you're enjoying these logical variants of doing outreach. Maybe you're enjoying my presence, or maybe you're just curious about it. Subscribe, hit that like, you know. I see that, yeah. Go Black says nope. That's okay. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you. That's the thing here. Here we believe in consent. We believe in not forcing. We have conversations. We try to change minds by showing logic, consistency, values, moral, all that beautiful thing, okay? There you go. Like and subscribe, as the vegan plant says. Justice is not a debate, says Ali. Exactly. That's a good point. Maybe I should use justice from now on. Remember the question and donation, says Linda. No, I don't, Linda. Can you please tell it to me? I know that in YouTube, on mobile, and on as you're watching, you can see the donations. I cannot. Olwali says Chip is trying to force me to subscribe and like. Yeah, Olwali, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it is pretty easy to go vegan. That's the reality of it. I think I have one more conversation with me, everybody. Like, subscribe, donate, and get membership, says Yonzuk. Hey, Yonzuk, by the way, are you okay, man? Are you okay? Because was it you who sent the messages a couple of times? Was it your account being hacked? There were people who were saying that you're not vegan anymore. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys already talked about it in the chat, but I'm curious. Are you okay, man? You want to try a social experiment? Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking. It was me. I was wicked stressed out and said stuff I regretted. Yonzuk, listen, that's okay, man. Like, you have my Yonzuk, you have my Instagram, social media, right? Contact me, man. Chat with me. It's okay. I can chat with you. You know, I get some messages. I don't reply in time. Like, I reply kind of scarcely. I'm one of those bad texters type of person. But hey, if you're having some issues like that, hey, you need somebody to bounce off of, just contact me. I won't hold it against you. I keep the discussions private. So just have conversations with me, okay? Contact me live. I'm just trying to help you out, and then, okay? Don't. If you want to, of course. It's just a suggestion. And everyone, thank you for being here in the chat. And that goes for everyone. If you have conversations and you want to discuss with me veganism and animal rights, hell, even religion, I'll discuss it. Contact me on Instagram, and you know, we can either set it up so that we have a call, we can set it up so that I have a live stream, or we can even just have a chat right there. Okay, I'm up for it. I really just generally want to get people not on the same page as me, but rather I want to learn more about other perspectives. I want to understand other perspectives, and I want to challenge my own perspective in that same view, right? I really don't want to be put in a place where I'm like thinking that my perspective is all of a sudden the right one or the best one. No, I might be wrong about things. So that's what I want. I want to learn. I want to, you know, at the end of the day, it's important that we acknowledge that we could be wrong. Hi.
What is this about?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Jose.
Jose, nice to meet you, Jose. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Mexico, but I live in Orlando, in Florida.
Oh, nice. Orlando. It's pretty cool. I haven't been to Orlando. I've been to Florida, Miami, but it's way better weather than here, right?
Yeah, it's way better.
Although today was a pretty good weather. So I'll just turn this around and you tell me what you think, okay? It says animal abuse should be legal.
No, any type of abuse should be never legal. Yeah.
Okay, why not?
Because, you know, it's one of those things that any living thing should be suffering from like anyone else. I know that in nature we have some food chain, all of that stuff, but doing something on purpose to someone is never right.
Okay, how would you define abuse?
Just something that you don't want to do, or if someone forces you to do something that you don't want to do.
Okay. So something against their will, basically.
Yes, that's.
Okay, I like that. So it's wrong to abuse cats and dogs, and you touched upon it. That's why I'm here. What about the animals that we put into slaughterhouses? The animals that we usually disconsider. Do you think we're abusing them?
I mean, somehow yes, it's some type of abuse.
Because it is against their will, right? According to your own definition.
No, yeah, but it's other ways. We are like so deep in this way of life. So we have cities, we have laws, we have like somehow something that what we consider beautiful as a way of life, and sometimes because of bad planning or bad decisions or something, you have to do something like that. So I'm not saying it's good, but I guess in some point we need to put like priorities on some places, right? Because you don't want to have like a gang of dogs here like attacking everyone just because we cannot control them or because there is no like right population control, let's say.
I get what you mean, but do you think that this applies to the animals that we farm? Because the animals that we farm, we bring them to life for the sole purpose of exploiting them and then killing them, right? Like these animals are not, they don't multiply themselves. They're not somewhere in the wild and we control them, as you say, but they're rather, we bring them to life. We give them the purpose of them having to be slaughtered for us. We exploit them. If they give milk, we exploit them, we take their milk. If they give eggs, we exploit them, we take their eggs. The minute they no longer give milk, the minute they no longer give eggs, we kill them and we use them as for their flesh. We treat them like objects for something that we don't need because we can thrive on plant-based diets.
You're right, but the problem again is the way that we build the society all around these things, these commodities that we have.
It is a problem, I agree with you.
It's a problem, but it's bigger than just deciding if it's right or wrong for the animals. Now we are like in this place where we can just go to the supermarket and get some foods, get like any type of groceries.
Yeah.
And it's not only the things that you eat, it's the way that you produce all of those things. Because you're right, we raise those animals to be killed to feed us, basically. But also, when you try to produce like all of the other things that, I don't know, say vegetables or almonds or any other type of thing, that also it's killing another type of diversity, that biodiversity that belongs into the soul.
It's true, yeah.
The real problem is that we need to start changing. That's my belief, I guess. We need to start changing the way that we live little by little to find the best way to process these animals, to process this food, even the plant-based food. I know that there is some.
You're coming up with a lot of ideas, and I want to respond before.
No.
So
Okay, yes.
Let me explain. So first of all, you brought up this thing, this argument that you brought up that there's in crop productions, there's also animals who are being harmed and all that stuff, right? And I agree with you. It's fucking horrible that we do that, right? We have a system of crops. We have a system when we build roads, we disregard animals, we kill them. Yes. We have a system when we build houses, we disregard animals, we kill them. We basically, when we see an animal and they're in our way, we completely eliminate them. Whatever that means, we move them, we kill them, whatever it is what we do, right?
Yeah.
So it is a real problem because of how we see them. I think that's a real problem. The root of it is how we see them, right? But it's a problem what we do to them also. However, that is a problem also in animal agriculture, right? By that I mean, for example, animals in animal agriculture are actually fed crops themselves. I think most of the crops in the world are grown for animals. So whenever we displace animals or kill animals for the production of crops, we have that even worse, imagining that those crops are also going towards other animals that we exploit and kill. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's even more, it's multiplied how messed up it is, right? So, and it all comes from the same place that we see animals as something we can just take advantage of or do whatever we want to them.
Yeah, that's a problem with that thinking ourselves as a superior species.
Yeah.
That is basically what.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you that the system that we built around it is fucked up and it's wrong. And yeah, it is. But we as individuals do have some form of responsibility for this, right?
That's
so when we, as you said, we go into a supermarket, when we buy products, when we buy an animal product, what we're doing is essentially we're paying the system. We're paying farmers, we're paying other individuals or whoever it is down the line to treat animals like objects, right? As long as we get that product, that's what we're saying. Do whatever it is that you're doing, force these animals into slaughterhouses, treat them like objects, kill them, whatever, so that I get my product. And it is different from other situations because here we have alternatives. Whereas, let's say, in the case of roads, in the case of houses, we have barely things to say, right? Like, we gotta live, we gotta walk, we gotta drive, we gotta do all our stuff, right? But in these situations, we have alternatives. We can say, I go into a supermarket and instead of buying this animal product, I can buy this plant-based product. It tastes a little bit different, but at least no animal was exploited for it. And taste always adjusts in time, and you never...
You know, there is like a funny thing. There is this history that I saw on TV.
Yeah.
I'm coming from Mexico, so
Yeah.
Mexico, it's like a poor country.
Yeah.
So in some point, there was like this ecosystem. There was a river and a forest, and everything was going good, right?
Mhm.
But then suddenly, one of the wolves that we have there, like the Mexican wolf, start attacking people.
Yeah.
So then the people decide to just kill off the wolves because it's not good for I mean,
Yeah.
they will kill some kids and, you know,
Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
some cows and all of that stuff. So they messed up with the way of life that we have.
Yeah.
So that this was like maybe 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Then what they saw was all of this environment, this ecosystem becoming more complicated because they like
Yeah, because they
remove-
intervened, yeah,
yeah, they
yeah.
intervene, and
Yeah.
now we have more reindeers and more rears, and they start to mess up with all of the trees and everything because they start to eat what they commonly
Yeah,
eat without
exactly.
nobody killing them, right?
Yeah.
So and then like 70 years later, one of the person from that town
yeah.
just brought back one or two animals again, one of two those wolves, and everything start to get in balance.
Yeah.
So that is just the way that the nature works. So I agree with you. We shouldn't be doing these things, but now we are so deep in this type of way of living that if we start to do some things, everything could be messed up just right away because we don't have the proper way to disposal of those animals that they are already there. So if we suddenly say tomorrow we stop like eating meat, right, and we don't kill any more animals for feeding humans,
Yeah.
so what is going to happen? All of these humans will be reproducing themselves. All of those animals will be eating or consuming the resources. So I know what you say, but I don't see like an easy fix. Of
Well, let me put it this way. So, first of all, that's a good point what you mentioned, right? It's just that we got to keep in mind that we're actually on the other side of it. Like when we talk about us, when we're the human society with animal agriculture, is like that village without wild animals. It's the displacement of it, right?
Yes.
So in a sense, when we have animal agriculture, there's actually a study coming from Mexico. There's like 3 really great studies. By the way, I really appreciate the Mexican government for doing this. So there's a study that shows that in Mexico there isn't enough land to feed everybody strictly on animal products, because it takes between 6 to 8 times more land to produce 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein. So it is insanely insanely worse for, like, it's way more destabilizing. Like, animal agriculture is not something that is stable, it's something that's constantly destabilizing. It's destabilizing for the environment. That's why nowadays there's more and more pushback towards minimizing the amount of farms. They do it in the Netherlands. They started doing it everywhere because it's not good for the environment. It's bad for the economy because animal agriculture is not something that is sustainable economically. They have huge governmental incentives. They have huge funding coming from governments because otherwise they just can't justify the price of meat or any animal products, like, because animals have to be fed again the same things that we could have eaten ourselves. So of course they're going to be expensive. And it's also not society, because we treat these individuals, these animals, who are beings who feel, who think, who dream. We treat them like objects, and
Yeah.
we completely disregard it, right? So in a society where we think, just because we think we're superior to them and we say it's okay to do this to them, we're kind of sending a message that, hey, if we're superior, we can do whatever we want to somebody who we think is inferior.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I
It
mean,
is.
I'm not agree, but I know, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But
that's what it
and
is.
you're right that we can't all just stop at once, right? Like, if we all were to stop at once tomorrow, it could be an issue, in the sense that we would have to deal with, what do we do with all those animals? As you said, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
But that shouldn't stop us as each individual from going vegan, from never forcing animals into slaughterhouses, because if we go, doesn't mean everybody will, but what if we go, our impact could mean up to 200 animals per year are no longer bred into existence just to be killed and exploited. So it may not mean like a lot, because in the whole scope of the world we exploit around 90 billion land animals, and when you subtract 200, it's like nothing, but it's 200
No,
individuals.
but I understand your point,
Yeah.
and I guess we shouldn't reduce this discussion to that point. It's not about those 200 animals.
Yeah.
You could have like a bigger impact if we do something like this.
Yeah.
But the problem is that we need to do it like gradually, educating people.
Society, yes, but we as
educating the society,
individuals
yeah.
can do it directly, can't we? Right? Like,
Yes, it's kind of complicated because you have this paradox. You know that we produce like more than 10 times what we need for feed all of the.
oh, that's another fucked up thing.
the-
Yeah, that we
so
produce way
we're-
more than
we're
we need.
producing
Yeah.
like way
yeah,
more.
way more. Yeah.
But there are people that are starving and are like they are
It's
like
sad.
dying
Yeah.
because they don't have anything to eat. And again, coming from my country, I see a lot of those cases, and the people just eat what they have handy. So they don't have a choice about getting this or that or getting any type of protein
Yeah.
or some plant-based diet. So you see, like the problem
I see what you mean, but-
it's bigger and it's complex, and some people just doesn't have options. But I'm agreeing with you. The people that has options should be
Exactly.
doing better and smart decisions.
And that's the
Yes.
whole thing. I'm not
Yeah,
here
that's the whole
sitting
thing.
telling people to die, right? I'm not here telling, hey, don't exploit animals, die. No, if you have to, if your survival depended on that, you
Yes.
do what you got to. If my survival depended on killing and eating humans, I might do that. That's the whole thing. But when we go to supermarkets, we can't say we depend on it, because when we go to supermarkets, that means we have options. We can choose lentils,
yeah, but
beans,
what about
chickpeas,
the
tofu.
people that works in those supermarkets? Look, now
Yeah.
it's kind of funny and frustrating at the same
Yeah.
time. I mean, I say funny just to don't get
Yeah, I
more
see what
angry
you mean,
about
yeah.
things. But now
I
we
feel
have
you,
a
yeah.
crisis in the United States. I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
I'm living in the United
Yeah,
States
I wanted
since
to ask
10
about
years
that,
ago.
yeah.
So now with the new president, it's becoming really complicated for the people that it's working people, the working class.
Yeah.
And it's not only the immigrants, because the people start to see in their pockets the end result of all of these politics situations.
It enrages me so much.
And I mean, again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I mean, it's a president and he can do with the country
It's wrong.
whatever the,
I can say
mean,
it's wrong.
I'm not gonna say it's right or wrong, but we
Yeah.
are so deep in that situation that now we are start to struggling just with going to Walmart. I don't see like the stock in the market, the things in the places, and we start to see those types of things, and that is just because someone took a decision just like this. So it's not easy to make those types of decisions. I'm completely agree with that. We need to get more education. We need to get some new rules that consider more ways of thinking and living and just like being different. But making these types of assumptions or decisions just because I don't like the way that the things are done, I think is also kind of wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
let me put it this way. For me, it's not that I don't like the way things are. I agree with you. You're right. There is some form of opinions and politicizing some of the issues that we have, and you can arguably say that some of the decisions being made left and right are arguably one could be better, one could be worse, right? And that's what happens when you have decisions that are what do you call them? Utilitarian in a sense,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
When we take a utilitarian worldview, where you say, well, it will impact this amount of people, will impact this amount of people. If you calculate the benefit versus harm for those kinds of the situations, you end up in these situations where you'll have people suffering on one side and people not suffering on another, right? It's shit. And then you have opinions, of course. The people who are suffering don't like it, and the people who are not suffering are like, maybe some of them will also think about the people suffering. I don't know, but like. What I'm saying is like a deontological point of view. I don't know if you know that way. Like it's a perspective where I'm like considering animals as individuals, right? And in a sense that this isn't my opinion, but rather that whenever we do buy an animal product, an animal does get put into a slaughterhouse for us, does get exploited and killed. And we as individuals, if we have the choice, I'm not saying die again, if we have the choice, then don't you think we have the moral obligation to not do that to them?
Look, that's another thing. When you say about moral obligation, that resides in every individual. So if every single person.
But from your perspective, it's very
from
easy.
my perspective, yeah, I know it's really easy, but you cannot think for all of the people.
No.
For example, I know like a lot of Indian people. I work with a lot of Indian people that they do not eat meat.
Yeah.
And it's part of the culture. It's part that the way that they were raised.
Yeah.
And it's cool and it's fine. And they have this different point of view of the life, but that is because of the education that they have from hundreds of years ago. And that, I think, that will be the best way to make
Education,
this type
of
of
course.
changes.
Yeah.
Education.
But you know, like when we and I appreciate our discussion. And you know, one thing is when we talk about this kind of issues and we talk about societies and groups of individuals, it's an interesting conversation, don't get me wrong, but when we do this, we also kind of absolve ourselves of the responsibility we have as individuals towards this, right? So the reason why I have these conversations with each individual people, I would love to have conversations with everybody on the street. Like just speak to everybody and tell them exactly as we do right now, which is, by the way, a great conversation. But I'm also interested in a little bit about you, right? Like, why is it that you're not making, like, you kind of understand it, you kind of see it as a moral obligation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I understand it, you could be making those choices. So I'm interested, why aren't you making these choices? Why aren't you going vegan?
Personally, I love meat, I love pork, I love chicken.
Yeah.
But not like any type of chicken or food. I always try to do for me and my family, like all of the organic options and all of the best things. I mean.
But these are labels just for consumers, by the way. Animals.
No,
still
yeah,
get
but no, but
into the
it
same
makes
processes.
like a lot of difference.
For you.
No. For like the how can I say?
For the individuals.
No. For the the things that you are bringing into your body, it makes like a lot of
Yeah,
difference.
as I said,
you
for
eat
you,
something,
yeah.
No, but just like some farm. Sorry, I sometimes I just don't have the words. It's my second language, but just the way that you produce the things. If it's a vegetable, if it's something, it's not the same if you put some chemicals to make it grow and just eat it, than rather the way that the nature just produces it. Right?
I mean,
it has.
I don't put nature on the pedestal because that would be an appeal to nature. You can still theoretically, even when you use fertilizer, let's just say in this situation, and you use a synthetic fertilizer. There's plenty of times when synthetic fertilizers have actually been more productive and better and healthier than non-synthetic fertilizers. Are there bad synthetic fertilizers? Yes. Are there bad non-synthetic fertilizers? Yeah, also yes. Doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means that we think it is better because it's natural. Natural.
Yes, but I will disagree on that. So I lived like my first 25 years in Mexico.
Yeah.
Eating like from. I mean, any type of food, but buying the things like in the markets, like in the regional markets, and do the things. And all of the vegetables that I ate at that time taste way different. So
But you know why? I can respond to you this. You know why? Because vegetables nowadays are not grown for taste. They're grown for shelf life. That's why they taste differently. It's not because of the synthetic
and that's
matter.
why,
of them.
No, but that's why I always think the best taste that I have found, it's in the organic things,
because because some of those organic things are specifically grown for taste, as you said, or for nutrients. But most of the crop agriculture that we farm is specific. Its shelf life is a extremely big part of it because. Nowadays our food comes from that place, and it comes all around the world. So that means that shelf life is extremely important because if you're going to grow tomatoes and you're going to travel 1,000 kilometers, like I come from Romania, and it's 2,000 kilometers away. In Romania, most of the tomatoes are from the Netherlands. It's 2,000 kilometers away. If Netherlands wouldn't make tomatoes that are good for shelf life, then by the time they reach Romania, the tomatoes would be fucked.
Did you grow up in Romania?
Yeah, I grew up.
Until
in
what
Romania.
age?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
And Can you tell me if the food tastes different there than
So,
here?
so I can tell you that there is food that tastes different. As I said, like tomatoes is a good example. I think tomatoes is a good example for everybody, right? But even there, I remember when my grandma switched from tomatoes that keep for longer versus tomato that don't. And yes, there was a difference in taste. But again, it's solely because they were made to keep longer, not because like.
No, yes, and that's my point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all of those products that are, I don't know if less aggressive or less processed, but I prefer to take those products, and that's like the way that I try to take this responsibility, at least on me and my family.
But let me ask you this. I understand your perspective, but let me ask you this because I want to bring it back to animals, right? And I'll
Okay.
ask you one question which actually is very relevant to all this. Because as far as I understand from your perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, is what you're saying is that you're trying to eat a more less processed, natural life, and therefore you think that consuming animal products, like biological of them, is better for you than you would if you would otherwise consume some processed like tofu or tempeh or stuff like that because it's processed, right?
Mhm.
So if there were, hypothetically, a pill that you could take and your health would increase by 10%, would you take it?
I have done it in the past. I became not vegan, not like fully vegan, but yes, vegetarian for for around 6 months, and my health was like crashing out.
But that's not because of the diet. That's because of you ate something wrong, right? Like
No.
the
I
reason-
tried. I went with a nutritionist.
But if your health was not okay, then either nutritionist was not good or whatever.
My health, surprisingly, it has been always good. I mean, I know it doesn't look like, but when I stopped eat meat, my general health went like down. I'm assuming that it's because I'm really used to eat meat and all of those.
No, I think it's
all
just
those
because you
things.
may have. I'm sorry for saying it, but you may not have done it correctly. I'm actually studying to be a
maybe.
certified nutritionist, and one of the first things we learn is that you don't need animal products. You can literally thrive on plant-based products. Most of the times, what most people make as a mistake is they don't eat enough. That's usually all these online people who are ex-vegans. They're ex-vegans because they didn't eat enough. They say, like, there's women who say they lost their periods. It's because they didn't eat enough calories. That's it. It's not because the calories were coming from plants and not animals, right? And all of these are happening specifically for that reason. And the reason why it seems like you're not, it's more prevalent that you don't eat enough when you're eating plant-based is because plants are high in fiber and they make you feel fuller faster. And so you'll probably eat less, you see what I mean? And they also occupy more space because they're way more water. They're less calorie dense, you know? Plants are nutrient dense, but less calorie dense. And animal products are more calorie dense and less nutrient dense. That's the difference, right? Because nutritionally speaking, you get way more micronutrients like vitamins from plants than you do from animal products. And that's essentially the whole thing. But as long as you balance it out, as long as you eat enough calories, as long as you get all the micronutrients and macronutrients that you need. Macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, and everything, and fats, healthy fats. And as long as you get all the micronutrients, and that means vitamins, minerals, and everything that you need, the source doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's from an animal. It doesn't matter if it's from a plant. It doesn't matter if it's synthetic or if it's natural. At the end of the day, if you get what your body needs, your body doesn't distinguish the source of it. Your body gets chemicals in, digests those chemicals, forms something. The reason why a lot of the times the synthetic stuff that we've been making has not been good is because when we've been making synthetic stuff, we've only been addressing one part of it. And there is a complexity to it. That's why fruit who has sugar is better than sugar itself, because fruit who has sugar also has fiber, has other micronutrients and all that. If you were to make synthetic fruit that has exactly the same macronutrients and micronutrients as fruit, the result would be the same. You see what I mean? But
no, yes, but then this evolution process that the whole humanity had from those ages up to now, most of those things happens because of the animal protein-based diet. So
I wouldn't say that it's because of those. I think they helped, but that doesn't mean we should continue doing it. We don't need it anymore. Maybe they helped us reach this point, but that doesn't mean that we should still continue doing it, because maybe at some point it was a necessary evil. It is fucked up. It is abusive, as we established at the beginning of this conversation. So how on earth can we still continue doing it if we don't need to, right? Like, I understand maybe in the past when we needed to, but now, if we can find and thrive on a plant-based diet, do you think there's any justification for us to continue doing this to them?
I'm not gonna say justification, but it's just like the way it is, and
Yeah, but the way it
I don't know.
is, somebody during slavery, born during slavery time, a slave owner born during slavery times, could have justified having slaves by saying exactly this: "It's the way it is. It's the way it's always been." It doesn't mean that it should continue doing it, right? Like, we have to have a logic and we have to have a good argument when we're committing horrific acts on innocent sentient beings.
yeah, but it's like asking the question like, how cute should be the animal before actually be subject to kill and be processed, right? Because
That's a horrible question
no,
to
no, no,
ask.
no, no, yes, but look, one thing when you find a cockroach, well, no, 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 yeah, I know, but this has like
Yeah.
like a deeper state to it. So when you find a rat in the street, that rat most of the time represents a plague. But if you find a butterfly, you're never gonna kill a butterfly. But it's okay killing that rat because that became a plague. So how cute should be the animal before considering?
It's not about them being cute. I don't think it's never about that. I think it's pretty simple. If an animal forbids you from living your life, if they're in the way, if they're attacking you, if they're spreading disease, right, or in your house, if they're shitting in your house, whatever it is, then you do whatever it takes to get them out of your way. If you cannot do it peacefully and you have to kill them, what the fuck am I? Who am I to tell you to die or to have diseases? I'm not here to tell you that.
No, 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 yes, but that is like the complexity of the situation.
No, because that applies to bunnies, that applies to rats, that applies to butterflies, whatever it is. I don't care how cute they are, as long as they are like, if there's a butterfly who gives AIDS to people, fuck, I might kill them if they enter my house.
Yeah, but
you know what
now
I mean? Like,
I live in Florida,
Yeah.
and I have like a lake near from my house, and we have like a lot of alligators and crocodiles and all
Yeah.
of that funny stuff. So we had some times when those animals just kill some dogs or like another pets that
Yeah, I
are
see
like
what you
around,
mean.
you
Yeah.
know. And when the people, usually in Florida, when the people kill one of those animals, they eat it.
yeah.
So then, at that point, it's fine killing and eat them.
So listen, I have no, like, in those situations, I can tell you context will matter, right? In a
Yeah.
world where we don't use animals as resources, where we don't treat them like objects, and you find a dead animal and you want to eat them, there's nothing wrong. But in a world where we objectify animals and
Yes.
you are
100%
finding
agree with
animals and you are picking them up and you are objectifying them again, then it can, like, theoretically you're not creating extra harm, but you're still objectifying them. You see what I mean?
No,
So
yeah,
that's kind of the
100%.
problem. And it all boils down to I think at the end of the day it all boils down to this: 3 times per day you make a choice, and your choice is you can either force an animal into a slaughterhouse or not. So I'm just trying to say, why the hell wouldn't you choose not to force them into a slaughterhouse, right?
You're right. I mean, you have a valid point.
Yeah.
And I see your point, but this is like a endless conversation. From my perspective, I'll try to eat better and healthier according to what I think.
But if you do it according to what you think, you might be prone to biases that you don't even know, right? Because that's the whole thing. That's why it's important that, because I don't go for what I think or what I believe. That's why I try to, even the people in the chat, when I talk to them, I try to challenge them and tell them, hey, if you have a different opinion than me, contact me and let's have a conversation. I don't shy away from conversations. I want to be proven wrong.
You know, that is great for you,
Yeah.
you. That is great. So you are open to hear the people, to make
I
this
am.
type of experiments, and I mean, I really appreciate what you're doing.
But we need
I
to.
know it's complicated to make the people change their minds
know.
and make like make them
Change.
get like different opinions.
Yeah.
But it's great, this exercise that you're
It
doing.
just, to be honest, most of the times, most people agree with me. They don't really see any point. Because there's no actual valid point. It's not my opinion. I have also been convinced by the same thing. It's actually makes sense. Reality is, you also agree with me. I think that you also make
No,
sense.
yes,
to you.
I'm
It's just
agree
that
with you.
your actions don't align with your own thing.
No. But that's one thing that that I don't like about this type of debates is not that what I'm doing is right or wrong. It's just my way of life, and I respect.
But wouldn't you say that it's wrong
I
from the
respect-
perspective of animals?
Because it depends on the purpose and the way that you kill the animals.
So,
you
would,
cannot
would you
just
say the same if it, in the situation instead of animals it were humans? Would you say it depends on the
We
way and the
have laws
purpose
for
we
the
do?
humans.
Let's assume we don't, because
no,
it's
no,
not.
no, that's the difference.
But
We
no,
live
I'm not
in a
talking about
society.
legality
No, no,
here.
no, but
I want to take legality out of the equation and talk about morality, right? So morally speaking, do you think if in the situation instead of animals it were humans, would you still think that it matters how we treat the humans and how we kill them? Or do you think the fact that we do this to them, the fact that we kill them, the fact that we exploit them is wrong?
But again, it comes to the other side. Like, how cute should I? Someone
Not
has
cute,
to be. No, no, no.
not cute, sentient.
No, no, no. But do you saw this? This big news about one guy killing a corporate guy, the CEO of
Yeah,
one
I
of
know.
the.
I've seen that. Yeah.
You see how the people react to
It's
that,
wrong.
to that particular thing.
But it's wrong regardless, right?
It's wrong, but that is my point, because this guy was a white guy, like good looking, with a history of a good family, very wealthy
And
guy.
I know he also did some shady shit. So yeah.
Yeah, and he did something really, really wrong. But some of the people on the internet and everywhere was selling that he's a hero. He did what everyone wants to do.
Yeah, but it's
and
not.
it's not. That's messed up, and that's my point. How cute you should be, because if I commit that crime
It
in the
doesn't matter
United
how cute
States,
they are.
it's like kill him. Just
Yeah, so listen, I agree with you that there's certain, and that's also why maybe you should understand this perspective even more than others, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm not here trying to tell you about the individual at all. I don't care who that individual is, whether that individual is cute, whether that individual is smart, or whether that individual is fair.
He did something wrong.
As long as that individual is innocent. When
No.
Okay, but let
Yeah.
me put my. As long as that individual is innocent, I should not be exploiting them or using them or killing them, regardless who that individual is. Cute human, cute animal, ugly animal, fucking monstrous animal. It's not up to me to take their life as long as they did nothing wrong, you know? Like, as long as they're, again, innocent is important, because when they're no longer innocent, we believe in a form of punishment, and we can discuss how that punishment works, and that's a long discussion.
Yeah.
But when it comes to innocent individuals who did nothing wrong to you, individuals who nothing but who are forced into existence only to be killed, I think it's fucked up that we do this to them. And I
Yes.
think that if your values lie in the same place, then you of all the people, because you say you have this situation, because I believe that you probably have some form of hardship when you live in America for being Mexican in America, especially in Florida. Yeah, I believe that you then should understand even more this perspective that some labels are placed on you, like the labels we placed on cows, and we say these are animals to be killed. The labels we place on dogs, and we say these are animals to be loved. But from their perspective, they're all exactly the same. From their perspective, they all just want the same thing. If they are given life, they just want to be left alone, to live their life, to be free, and to pursue happiness. So when
Yeah,
we treat them, when
unfortunately-
we treat them exactly as the labels everybody else does, we're only succumbing to exactly the same thing that other people are doing to you, which are placing labels on you, and they're saying, you know what? I'm going to treat this individual how everybody else treats the label that you have, instead of the individual that you are.
No, but unfortunately, we are so deep into this way of life that it's going to be really complicated to remove all of those labels. And even I think it's
But
more
you
like
yourself-
a human nature to put labels in the things. Could be good or bad labels. I mean, that is more like a.
But you
like a way of
yourself,
life.
I agree that society can, but you yourself can choose to not be part of it. You yourself can choose to not put these labels on other individuals. You yourself can say, fuck labels. Maybe I put labels, but you know what? Labels are not how I live my life. These animals, they're bred to be eaten, is a label that I don't want to accept just because somebody else told me to make this label. You see what I mean?
I don't know.
You have
Personally,
to question it a little
No.
bit.
Yes, but trust me, I have been questioning that myself. But personally, I really like the way of life that I have.
Yeah, but you see, that's everybody who's oppressing you can also say the same. I personally really like my way of life. You're not considering the victims. I understand that you like your way of
No,
life.
yeah, the
but
only
you have to
difference is
consider
that I
also
have
the
an
victim.
option, and those animals doesn't have an option.
Yeah, you
That-
have an option.
That is like
Yeah, so-
that is like the biggest
Yeah.
the biggest things for everyone. I have an option, they don't have an option, but I mean, so far, I guess it's wrong what I'm gonna say, but it's what it is, and
So let's put it this way, because we have a long conversation, and I gotta go also, and I gotta end the stream.
Okay.
So I'll give you some resources. Like, if
yeah,
you-
that's great. Just give me your account.
I recommend you watch the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay.
You will really enjoy it. You seem like a very intelligent person. You just gotta scan this QR code, and it will come up. I
Okay.
think it's the second video there. And you know, I mean, I would love to have more of this conversation with you, but I want to tell you, please don't succumb to any of this. You seem like an intelligent person, and I appreciate that about you. And as intelligent people, we have more of a responsibility to not behave like everybody else just because everybody else does it, and also not just because it's doing us pleasure. We, you know, like humanity has been changed by a handful of people who have realized that it's wrong to do some things, and we just go forward with it. And it's these clusters of small, genuine, awesome people who make the biggest changes in the world. You could be one of those who makes the biggest changes for those animals. Don't be that guy who just says, well, it's okay, I like my life, so therefore it's okay to force them into slaughterhouses. Don't be that person, okay?
Okay.
Hey,
No, thank
I
you. I
appreciate
really
you having
appreciate
this
the conversation.
It was Juan,
great.
right?
Jose.
Jose, sorry, Chip. I'm Chip. Jose.
Okay, Chip.
Hey,
really good.
Yeah, have
Thanks,
a good one, man.
You too.
Yeah, enjoy Amsterdam. Hey, thank you everybody for sticking around. It was a bit of a longer conversation, yeah. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this because it's late. I'm getting hungry, and yeah, Yonzuk says he enjoyed that conversation. I also really enjoyed that conversation. To be honest, he was a nice guy, and he was, yeah. Hey Peg, nice to see you. Welcome. We're gonna end. Flint, I'm sorry that you're here at the end. Hey everybody, and thank you for everybody who has not subscribed yet. Hey, go ahead, please subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed that conversation. I hope you enjoyed other conversations also. We have these conversations often. I'm gonna be back on Friday most likely, so that it's in 2 days. And I'm thinking this weekend I'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, going all day long. We're gonna go and do more and outreach. And please, yeah, like and subscribe and do all that beautiful thing. And yeah, if you want to have conversations with me personally, contact me on Instagram. If you want to debate me or whatever, contact me on Instagram. Yes, everything. Just contact me on Instagram. Peg, oh my God, thank you so much, Peg. You shouldn't have. Peg, thank you for the super chat. And yeah, if you want to give super chats, sure, thank you. But you don't have to, please. Like, I just appreciate you being there. I just appreciate you helping out in the chat. I appreciate you talking to people. I appreciate you moderating. I appreciate you being vegan also. Just you being vegan, I appreciate you. So, please. Thank you. Please go out there and speak for animals. Please, I just want to help, says Peg. Peg, thank you so much. It does help. Yeah, I won't lie. It does help. You know, I have a job where I work half the time, and so that the other half I can spend doing this. So yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom because it's been more than 3 hours. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everybody who has sent super chats and has donated. I know one person gave a question that I did not get to answer. I hope people in the chat have managed to talk to that person, and if not, I'll look it up and try to respond to that particular person. Christoph says, can I have your PayPal? Christoph, I don't have a PayPal, but if you want to donate via PayPal, just don't donate. It's easier. It's fine. It's okay. Like and subscribe if you are not. And yeah, if you're not vegan, I'll say it the same thing I say every time. If you're not vegan, please go vegan. Respect animals. You have several resources in the footer of this live stream. You have one thing that is, I highly recommend you. It takes 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute challenge. You'll see it right here in this footer. All you gotta do is just watch a 3-minute video, and it will start. It already start in your mind. It will. Then you do whatever you want. If you are vegan, then you know, you can come to these streams, have conversations with people. You can have conversations yourself. You can go out there and speak for yourself. If anybody needs help setting this kind of stuff up, please let me know. Again, contact me on Instagram. I'll help you out. I love helping people out. No worries. So I'll help you out with whatever. And yeah, that's it. And if you're vegan and outreach and everything, you're awesome. There you go. So thank you everybody for being here. I hope you're having a great day. Have a nice vegan life. And yeah, I appreciate you, everybody. I appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate all of you. What can I say? I enjoy talking to the chat. I enjoy talking to everybody. So bye everyone. Gotta go pee.